All right, there you go.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the WAN Show. We got a great show for you guys this week. Of course, the big news is Discord requiring facial scans for age verification. Oh man, you can tell how passionate the writing team is about a particular topic when you see how many notes they created for it. Jordan is like, I am going to very thoroughly talk about why this is very upsetting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be getting into that. Also, oh man, we had the other huge privacy nightmare. Did anyone watch Ring's Superbowl ad? 'Cause I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, not looking good. Oh, okay. What else we got, Luke? Find me some good news. You got the good news, right?
Modern standby won't drain your battery anymore.
Woo.
Maybe. Possibly. And yes, Labs is already mobilizing to try to look into it. Because part of the question here is, has anyone else verified this? So we're going to try. It's going to be difficult to conclusively verify, but we're going to try. Also, let's see.
I have a machine that definitely is very often on in my backpack, so it's a chronic offender. So maybe we could work together.
In other great news, MrBeast just bought a banking app.
You picked that?
Yeah. What could go wrong?
Just roll the intro. The show is brought to you today by Razer, Squarespace, Zero Bounce, and UPDF, along with our wrap partner D-Brand, our laptop partner Razer, and our chair partner Razer. Good Lord. It's going to be called the Razer Show at some point with all the sponsorship money that Razer's throwing at the WAN Show. I mean, thanks Razer, first of all. But also it's a little confusing because I think they went 10 years without doing anything with us. So okay, they're back. They're back hard.
Apparently.
All right, why don't we jump right into our first topic today, which is of course the big news from Discord. Discord announced that it will start rolling out age verification globally beginning in March, just 5 months after a breach from a third-party age verification vendor exposed the government IDs of around 70,000 Discord users. I don't think the timing for this could be a lot worse. Well, no. Actually, it could have been worse. It could have been just 4 months after a breach, but I think you understand what I mean. The platform is going to automatically configure all user accounts for what they're calling a teen-appropriate experience unless those users are proven to be adults. Now, it is worth noting that apparently not everyone is going to have to submit proof of being an adult, but the way that they get, non-user submitted proof of your adulthood is not going to make you a lot happier than submitting the proof. All right.
Yeah.
First, let's talk about what happens with users that are not verified adults. They will not be able to access age-restricted servers or channels. They won't be able to speak on stage channels. They will see content filters for anything Discord decides is graphic or sensitive. They will see warnings about friend requests from users they might not know. I mean, honestly, that's fine. And will have DMs from unfamiliar users go into a separate inbox. Frankly, those last two should just be platform-wide. I'll die on that hill. DMs from friends and interactions on non-age-restricted servers will operate as they always have. Users with pre-existing subscriptions to restricted servers will have those this is wild. Will have those servers' content obfuscated until they pass age verification checks. The craziest part of this, Luke, and I feel like, part of me wanted to wait until the end of going through the information before talking about this, but I feel like I just have to jump in right now. The craziest part of this is they didn't have to do this. There were some jurisdictions that are pushing for stronger child safety measures that are putting pressure on social media platforms, including Discord, to put these kinds of checks in place. But then they didn't have to roll it out globally. And we've seen this before. Sometimes it's a huge benefit to a user base. You know, when Apple gets a bunch of pressure from the EU to use USB Type-C, guess what? We get USB-C iPhones everywhere. So sometimes this works out really great. But this is software. So there was no real reason other than maintaining two forks, I guess, that they had to do this. Like, do you have any thoughts on this as someone who, you know, has led a couple of software teams now, currently?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to touch this at all, ever. And like they talk about how I think this is maybe in the notes somewhere. Again, we haven't gone through all of it yet, but they talk about how they're going to delete it immediately. But then they also talk about how
we'll get into that. I just mean, like, why would they maintain the two forks? Can you give me a reason why they would roll this out globally when a lot of the world is not putting any pressure on them to do this?
Maintaining the two forks can be really annoying, and I think they might see the writing on the wall a little bit, that a lot of different countries are moving in this direction.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. The momentum is really building. I can't believe how quickly we went from everyone kind of agrees that
age verification is just BS anyways.
Oh, no, I was going somewhere else. Social media is like really bad for kids.
Oh, yeah.
And then like sometimes legislation can seem to move pretty quickly. Like there are you know, minor
phones
social
in
media
schools
bans
right now is moving pretty fast.
It moved pretty fast. It really did.
Yeah.
It took forever to get anywhere, and then it was like, okay, we're doing something. Like, okay, got it. All right, let's keep talking. Speaking to The Verge, Discord's global head of product policy stated that, and this is a quote, "For most adults, age verification won't be required." Remember how I said, though, that you weren't necessarily going to like how they were doing that? She went on to explain that Discord's age inference model uses account information such as tenure, device and activity data, and high-level patterns to attempt to determine the user's age range. So I guess I'm safe because I still use GIFs, which are apparently boomer meta now.
Oh, and you call them that, which means you're obviously ancient. So you're good. You're in the clear for sure.
If the system is unable to infer a user's age, the user will be prompted to take a video selfie for facial age estimation. Discord claims the video won't leave your device, but as many commenters noted, that does not mean that your biometric data is safe. Alternatively, you can submit a scan of government-issued ID along with a selfie as definitive proof of age. Age will be apparently estimated using the KID tool from Swiss-based vendor Privately. Discord claims images of documents are deleted in most cases immediately after age confirmation. What does in most cases mean? Why would it not be in all cases? And they also claim they don't keep the information from the ID, which, you know, you tell a community like Discord that, we're gonna, you know, we're only gonna do this with it, and we're gonna delete it probably immediately, and it'll totally be fine. Of course, they're gonna start, you know, pulling at every loose thread they can find. So some Discord users posted on Reddit saying that policies for KID and Privately don't exactly line up with what Discord is saying.
I also think this is actually out of date information.
Oh, okay.
Floatplane chat got me going down a path, and then I started Googling some things, and it sounds like they've swapped out the KID plan.
Okay.
And they're now going down. They didn't do a like roll it back situation. They just switched partners, and now they're working with a company called Persona. And people in Floatplane chat, I have not verified this yet, are saying that Persona is owned by Peter Thiel.
So wait, this is out of date, but not in a way that it is getting better in any way.
Oh no, like potentially worse. Yeah. Yeah.
No, Discord. Why?
Yeah.
Why? You were, for an actual fairly extended period of time,
only Persona
pretty cool.
in the UK as an experiment. Okay, yeah, sorry. There's some stuff going on here. I'm not 100% sure what it is. There's a Reddit thread from 11 hours ago. Like, this is very new. Discord has assured its users that it is using KID for its facial age estimation. There's a bait and switch. KID is an on-device zero-knowledge proof. You can scan your face, and then KID runs an assessment model locally and estimates your age. I mean, that sounds pretty all right. Discord only receives a token that say blah, 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 blah. That sounds not too bad. Persona is a corporate partner of Palantir, a spying and surveillance company that blah, 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 blah. They, quote-unquote, delete your information within minutes usually, but they retain the embeddings. The embeddings are machine-readable portion of your face or ID. Something.
Oh,
Discord
Lordy.
has promised KID, but is giving us Persona. This is all relatively new.
Okay, so
I don't
basically,
know about all this.
Here's what we can say definitively. We can say that so far, the story from Discord doesn't seem to be firmed up in a way that is making their community happy.
Yeah.
I think we can say that. Many commenters have mentioned canceling Nitro subscriptions and or moving to other platforms, even if they don't get prompted to verify their accounts. Others have started placing bets on how long it'll take for Discord to be hit with another breach because, of course, everybody bets on everything now. This is not financial advice. I would not get involved in that personally. Commenters have also brought up some pretty, a pretty familiar debate between the Real Names Solve Everything crowd and the privacy advocates, reminding us that while there can be benefits to people using real names, this is pretty early in the show for me to say something this controversial, but I appreciate, or at least appreciated before it was so full of spammers, the real identity element of Facebook Marketplace. It was a lot easier to navigate, knowing that for the most part, these were real people.
Yeah, now it's just scammers anyways.
Now it's just scammers anyway. They seem to have kind of overcome it.
Yeah.
So there has been at least one time when I personally enjoyed and appreciated that element of a web service. But it's worth reminding even the people who do enjoy that vibe that online privacy can be a literal life and death issue sometimes. And even when it's not life and death, many folks have a good reason not to share their identities, as explained by Redditor Radioactive Truth. This is a quote. Am I really going to associate my legal name with the PTSD groups that I'm part of? Because of course they're not safe for work, so I would need to be age verified. Do you know how sickening it would be to the hundreds of members there to have to put our legal names on experiences that scarred us, right? Like, there's so many perspectives. There's so many ways that people use the internet and connect on the internet that rely on not being forced to upload a government-issued ID. Okay, Luke, go ahead and say it.
Oh, just like this was obviously inevitable?
Oh no, I wanted you to just tell us you already use TeamSpeak, just like you already use Firefox, because you're just that cool.
I do use TeamSpeak though. Like, I actually do. I use an older version of TeamSpeak. I do think I've never used this one, but I do think a lot of people are unaware. So like, okay, hold on. I'm going to go back.
Is TeamSpeak the answer, Luke? Is TeamSpeak the answer?
I think for most people, the answer is going to be to stay on Discord, which is really sad.
Whoa.
I would encourage you to try something else. Now, when we go back to the old greats, Ventrilo is still showing off this UI. So, okay, that might not be working for a lot of people. Mumble is still showing off this UI. So, again, it might not be up there for a lot of people, even though both of them are based. I'm just saying. But TeamSpeak is trying. I haven't tried this version of TeamSpeak, but they have like chat channels and server browsers and friends lists and chats, and like it looks a lot like Discord. I when the group of people that I joined that was using TeamSpeak, told me they're using TeamSpeak. I was excited about this, and then I realized that we're still using like I think TeamSpeak 3 or something.
Nice.
Also, someone in chat said TeamSpeak 6 is just a Matrix server with a different UI, which brings up Matrix, which is another thing a bunch of people have been talking about. I had that ready. Thank you for priming me on that, Floatplane chat. Matrix is another option that people are exploring. Things are built on top of this, which I can't confirm that this is actually just built on top of Matrix, but that would maybe make sense. But there are other options. I know a lot of people are going to run into this thing and just go like, well, okay, Discord is the only thing out there. For a weird blip of time, people used Skype. Before then, people used like a huge variety of things: Mumble, Ventrilo, TeamSpeak, Xfire, Razer comms for 4.5 minutes. I was gonna say. I mean, the show is already brought to you by Razer 3 other times. Why don't they resurrect comms?
Yeah, and the show can be brought to you by Razer comms.
But Discord did fully pull a Amazon Walmart maneuver and effectively kill everything else. So there really isn't much, but these things are still around. At least not much with momentum. Yeah,
not much that has any meaningful sort of user base that they could kind of quickly grow from.
But there are efforts out there, and I would implore you to at least check them out. Matrix sounds really exciting. There are also, I'm not going to name them just because the open source people can get a little spicy sometimes, but there's been a couple of people in Floatplane chat that have been like, yeah, but Matrix is kind of not great. I've never personally used it, but I've heard great things.
Lumilias points out that Steam Chat has actually improved
Steam Chat's gotten way better.
Between the time that we actually relied on Steam Chat quite a bit, and then Discord took over and then was dominant, Valve has quietly continued to improve the social experiences of just using Steam. I mean, I don't...
Someone said, what about Slack? Slack is not an acceptable replacement for gaming groups, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's a tough one. And I don't love the fact that Steam's social experiences, which still aren't amazing, are baked right into the Steam platform. I want something that is truly cross-platform. And like, okay, yes, they have the mobile app, but like, this feels like one of those things where if Microsoft and the Xbox team were like on it, you know where I'm going with this.
100%, they never will.
If they were dialed, right?
Yep.
Like,
if they were dialed, this would have been solved so long ago. If they were dialed, they never would have abandoned MSN Messenger, and then now they would just have like a gaming version or something. I don't know. They would have some form of way to like tie it into gaming.
If only Microsoft had known how enormous social networking, social media was going to be, because they were so far ahead. They had all the mind share, all of it. Yeah. Nothing else mattered other than MSN and Skype, which they bought. Like Trillion was dead, ICQ was dead, AIM was dead, everything was dead. They were it. Only show in town.
Yeah, some people are saying like the hardest thing will be, I think it was Elijah. I don't know, I lost it. No, it was Elijah. The hardest thing would be getting whole groups to move. Like I have a server with 1,500 people. How do I move everyone?
Yeah, no, that's a great point.
Yeah.
Because there will be...
There's also a lot of Discord bots and Discord integrations for different communities and stuff. Mm-hmm. Discord is... I think it's free to self-host. I'm pretty sure. So like maybe consider that. Because it's still free. But like, I don't know, guys. This isn't it. I don't think. I think we're still going to be waiting for what it is. But when you look at the mass of what Discord is, and then you try to tell me Nitro is fully funding that platform, sorry, bro. There's no way. I don't believe.
I had this conversation with one of the writers the other day. I forget who it was. But they were making the argument to me that, yeah, do you have any idea how much people spend on Nitro and all that? And I'm just looking at it going like, I don't think like it looks like they've gone. I mean, we've seen it so many times that I don't know why. Oh, it was Elijah. We've seen it so many times that I don't understand why we keep getting surprised by it. A new service shows up. It's totally free. It's totally way better than anything else that you would probably have to pay for, or is free and, kind of jank because it's a handful of people that are working on it in their spare time. Like, of course, you've got Mumble up on screen right now. Yep, that checks out. And everyone migrates to it. They get the user base, they keep growing the user base, which allows them to, keep getting access to funding, to keep burning money. And then at some point, the piper comes calling and they have to figure out how to make money on it. And they come up with all these ideas and they convert some of the users to paid, but it's not enough. I don't think I'm convinced that Nitro is enough. Geek Power points out there are ads in Discord. Yup, fair enough. As someone who uses it unpaid with no Nitro, and okay, admittedly, I do have a pretty solid built-in ad block into my brain, but I don't think I've ever seen an ad in Discord. They bother me about Nitro, but I just dismiss that pretty good.
There are cosmetics. I know very few people that have paid cosmetics. There are free ones. I know people that have those.
Okay, but
right. Yeah,
you only need a few whales. You only need a few whales when it comes to cosmetics.
I still think there's going to be, just like what happens with basically every platform, I think there's going to be a major we want to make more money now push at some point. And they've been slowly creeping towards it. And maybe it'll just continue to be slowly, but yeah.
And then the other part is, as you acquire all these users, you're kind of caught between a rock and a hard place, right? Like you're caught between this need to monetize the user base that you don't have that you haven't figured out because you were like, okay, well, we'll deal with that later. And then you're caught between that and the regulatory burden that exists for extremely large platforms, regardless of how much money they're making. Like if you had a social media platform that had 100 million users, you're going to be under intense scrutiny, whether you're making $1 billion a year or losing $1 billion a year. It doesn't really matter just because you're so influential. Whiskey Nerd points out that the Discord IPO is supposed to be next month in March.
Yeah.
That's something that's, okay, I saw a conspiracy theory that this is like 4D chess trying to somehow manipulate the public perception towards Discord right before the IPO, because that was the only explanation they could come up with for why they would do something this upsetting to their user base right before they go public. And maybe this is just me not being, stock market brained enough, but could there possibly be any reason for you to want your company to be worth less before you go IPO? I thought you want to juice the valuation before you go IPO.
Yeah, it's weird.
Hit me up. Come on.
Maybe
here we go, guys.
Maybe that's the Palantir adjacent push. Working with Persona, because that's a weird move.
All publicity is good publicity, says Advo Cactus Diaboli. Most equities trading is bots. Bots don't care about product sentiment. Okay, that second part though it's an interesting point. But if they bleed users, bots probably care about that a little bit. Tank the initial price, go public. Then once you buy a ton, you roll back the bad stuff and go up once you own it. No, because then you just wouldn't IPO in the first place. You would just keep owning the stock. We'll only control the running costs. I really don't think that's it, because
we'll see how much people actually care is what this ultimately is going to lead to. Because you hear really, really loud noises about so many different things: gambling, microtransactions in video games, all these different things. And then you see the user behavior is to just use it more than ever. Yeah, I think the ultimate reaction to this is going to be nothing, and that's kind of sad. But I mean, I'm going to go check out TeamSpeak 6 or whatever this is. See how cool it is. Maybe it's cool. Maybe it's not. Maybe it'll be a real alternative. Maybe it won't be. But I'm interested.
Okay, cool. That's a pretty depressing note to end that on. But let's get
Nice.
right into an update for you guys. WhaleLAN, brought to you by ThreatLocker. Do you want to throw the schedule up on screen, Luke? Is just 1 week away. We've got an extensive lineup of games scheduled for the stage, the 8v8 arena, and the lounge with locally hosted lobbies for a bunch of games, including Battlefront 2, Tribes 2, and other classics like Halo Custom Edition. You can enjoy some classic split screen or local multiplayer action in the gaming lounge. We'll have a lineup of party games ranging from 8 to 12 players at once, and we'll be hosting a Smash Bros. Tournament in the lounge on Saturday. We're pulling up to the LAN with the new and improved modified fire truck featuring... okay, hold on. It only has some of this stuff so far, so don't read out all of this, but it definitely has a super custom Nintendo Switch 2 themed gaming TV setup in the back, so you can check out the fire truck in person. Oh, yeah. And we just got oh, no way. Seriously? We just got confirmation today that just like LTX 2023, we will have a custom screwdriver station on site.
Oh, whoa. Really?
I had no idea. This is the first time hearing of it.
What the heck?
But that's pretty cool.
That is cool.
So
Dang.
we'll see you guys there. Have I ever explicitly said that you and I are going to be there? Like, we've talked about WhaleLAN a lot, but did we clarify that?
Oh man, I got my dates screwed. I am going to be there, to be clear, as a spoiler. I am fully going to be there the whole time. Everything's fine. Everything's okay. But I got my dates screwed up, and I thought that thing that's coming this weekend that I told you about was that weekend. And I was like, no. And then figured out that I'm all clear. I'm all good. So I'll be there.
Jeez, Luke.
I was real upset for a moment.
Anyway, tickets are available at lmg.gg/WhaleLAN. We will see you there.
I got to jump back into something because somebody in chat reminded me of something I was going to say. Where'd it go? Deep Blue V7 said, our servers for our open source chat solution have been buckling under all the people signing up. Maybe just temporary, but usually some people stay at least. And that's awesome, and I'm very happy for it. And I really don't want this to come across negative, but something I was planning on saying for this segment was that if, like, say, TeamSpeak's users, for example, double, quadruple, I don't think Discord will even notice. The mass that Discord has right now is insane. And one thing that this might help is, like, your open source project, maybe you guys get bigger, and maybe TeamSpeak gets bigger, and maybe these other solutions get bigger, and maybe they become at least seen as a viable actual alternative. That alone, in my opinion, would be a huge win. Because right now it's nothing. People basically just use Discord or nothing. It's only Discord. So if we can at least normalize that there are alternatives, even if we can't take a real, actual, sizable chunk out, but if we can just normalize there being alternatives, I think that would be awesome. So just try to keep that in mind. I don't think we're going to be able to make a real dent to Discord, but this is a slow war, not a fast one, I think.
All right. Do you want to pick our next topic?
Sure. Modern standby won't drain your battery anymore, according to
Allegedly.
Microsoft. Windows 11, yeah, according to Microsoft, can also be used that way. Windows 11 background processes won't trigger modern standby issues, meaning you'll no longer see excessive battery drain when your machine should be in the S0 sleep state. Previously, certain processes were able to break the machine out of the sleep state without the user's knowledge, leading to unexpected battery use. And in many cases, it is now stored somewhere that it's difficult for it to breathe, so like a backpack or something like that, and it can also go into really, really bad thermal situations.
Yep. And those thermal situations can be exacerbated by the use of, say, for example, liquid metal thermal interface material, which when it's stored in a backpack, completely enclosed, and the laptop gets super hot for no reason whatsoever and is on its side for extended period of time can lead to some pretty bad stuff.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It can lead to unexpected battery use. Naturally, in a good environment, it can lead to other, even worse things in a bad environment. In newer builds, Windows will now try to prevent the PC from waking up. Without the user opening the lid or pressing the power button. The discussion question is, has anyone not employed by Microsoft confirmed this is actually fixed? I don't think anyone's completed testing on this yet. I'm sure other people are, and please check theirs out as well. But Labs is going to be cooking on this a little bit. We obviously have other things we're already working on, but this is something we will be looking to as well. So hopefully we'll have updates for you there. I'm sure there will be an article, if nothing else. And yeah, I hope other people check it out too, because this is going to be something that's relatively difficult to conclusively make statements on.
Okay, I have a fantastic test system for you. My Elite book that I've been daily driving lately is, I would say, a solid 1 out of 8 times is going to be piping hot when I take it out of my backpack. And so it comes up for me a lot, just because this is kind of funny. I haven't had a desktop at work for a year. It was back when I did the Qualcomm Snapdragon 30-day challenge.
Yeah.
I stopped using my desktop because I was supposed to be using Snapdragon for a month. And then I had some issues with my NCIX PC desktop. And then I just never went back to not just using my laptop on a dock. Even though I went back to x86 more recently with a Strix Halo machine. So that HP, I don't know that I would necessarily blame HP for this, but I run into this all the flipping time, and it is so freaking annoying.
People are very rightfully pointing out that MacBooks don't really have this issue.
Nope.
And also pointing out that Linux laptops don't really have this issue.
Nope.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
I memean, hey, we're kicking the Linux challenge off, I think, in this next coming week, right?
Yeah.
And I told Elijah I want 5 drives. So my desktop upstairs, my desktop downstairs, my work laptop, my handheld, and then I think there was one other one. I was like, I'm doing it. Luke, I'm going for it this time.
Yeah.
I'm not going to touch Windows for a month.
Do we help each other at all?
Interesting. No. Because, okay, so here, hold on. Let me put it this way.
Because I think I agree with you, but I have some comments.
Because I would think, a very community-driven initiative like Linux, right? You would think, well, yeah, community is, well, why not your immediate community?
It's part of it, right?
Yeah. And if your community was like Linux noobs, who are also on this journey at the same time, I would say that is kosher. I'd say that that's fair game. But I don't think some of the other folks in our cohort would really qualify as a Linux noob. And then where do we draw the line? Am I allowed to call Wendell? I feel like for me, I kind of still want to be me. I'm not going to completely pretend to not know anything because this is not my first kick at the can. But I'm not going to just leverage the resources that I have. I think Elijah has a line in the script that's something along the lines of not everyone has Torvalds on speed dial, right? We can't be us either. It has to be somewhere in the middle.
Elijah just trying to flex as per usual. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
I mean, it's a pretty cool flex.
Yeah. I'm not sure how this is going to go for me. I think
yours is going to be kind of boring, just because you're dailying it already.
Yeah. But it hasn't truly been daily because that laptop has had so many hardware issues that it's been bouncing back and forth between getting serviced and coming back to me that sometimes I end up back on Windows for a while and then I go back to running various versions of Linux. Linux has genuinely never been the problem, and I have verified multiple times that it happens. I have 2 drives in the machine now, so I have one for Windows and one for Linux.
Right.
Well, not realistically. I have one that is split in half for Windows and Linux, then I have a storage drive, but whatever. You know what I mean? And yeah, they want me to like try to verify that it's working under Windows because they just don't believe me. So it's like, okay, I'm running Windows and I ran into the same problem again. Thank you. Please fix. And then after I have it for like a little while, if I know they're going to repair it, I go back to Linux anyways, because that's what I want to be using. But I've been like verifying the issues within Windows. And it's a problem in both. It's definitely like hardware issues with the laptop. It has nothing to do with software at all. But
that's
so
annoying.
yeah, I've been bouncing back and forth. So I can't quite say that I've been dailying it, but I have been fairly actively using it for a long time now, and feel pretty comfortable in it. But I'm also not really gaming much on that laptop. I find personally, and I'm genuinely not intentionally calling anyone out here, but even a video that I publicly said I liked a lot, and I do like a lot. Whenever you see creators do like Linux iSwitch challenges, it's always framed as a challenge, and that always involves doing things that are particularly difficult in Linux.
I don't even...
This stood out... Hold on, let me finish talking. This stood out to me because when I switched Linux on my laptop, I just did what I always do, and it was literally never a problem.
All right.
Ever. But everyone always has like a thing, and it's very common that it's creators, and creators always have to edit videos, and this is like a known problem, is that like Premiere doesn't work very well.
Right.
So they run into like the editing videos problem, and then they're like, oops, it doesn't work. And it's like, yeah, okay, well, that was predictable because all the other iSwitch videos also tried to edit videos and also had problems. So it's like, I don't know.
Let the record show that right there was definitive proof that anything can happen once. Luke did, in fact, get to finish talking. But I'm still going to jump in now that you're done. And defend myself.
Yeah.
I don't think anything that we tried to do as part of our last I Switched was unrealistic or unreasonable. Because I wasn't trying to edit video.
Our last I Switch was
I don't edit video.
Our last I Switch was pretty successful though.
I mean, I had a lot of issues.
I'm not necessarily saying I had a problem with our previous run at it.
Oh, okay.
I just like in general, I think I don't know. I would implore the audience to pay attention to the things that, we, the three of us, or anyone else has actual problems with, instead of just their conclusion being that there was some problems with what they were doing. Like if they play, if you play games that are Proton Platinum and you just run some basic applications and spend the vast majority of your time in a web browser, like an enormously massive percentage of users, then in a lot of cases, you know what? I actually won't say this as a definitive statement. I suspect in a lot of cases it's going to be totally fine, but we'll see how it ends up going. Yeah.
All right. I can't see Dan's
Luke's saying there's a negative connotation to challenge that suggests there was a problem. That's part of it, but I think that is definitely part of it. But I also think people put themselves in situations intentionally sometimes. It's like the whole throwing for content thing, right? You put yourself in situations intentionally that will cause contention and will cause issues, because that is insanely more interesting on camera. If I went to explain my laptop experience with Linux on camera, I would sit down and be like, it was fine. I used a web browser and it was fine. I didn't have any problems. I had to Google how to update it, and then I went, oh, okay, that's how. And then I updated it and it was fine. Like, no one's going to care about that. So you have to like do something. Like, they're literally promoting Linux by putting it in difficult situations that it's not going to do well at, because then at least more people will see the video and you might get more people to adopt it. Like, I'm not going after the creators here, to be clear. It's a complicated situation. I just want people to understand that, like, just because it has problems doing certain things doesn't mean that it will always, for one, and for two, doesn't mean that you're necessarily doing that. How many people in the audience are actually editing videos?
Okay, that is such a hilarious thing for you to bring up, because so much of how we make decisions is totally not based on what we actually do.
Dude, we know about that from GPU review videos that we make.
Oh yeah, and look at Apple's marketing. How laser focused are they on on how creative you can be with your iPhone? And there is absolutely a subset of the users that are, going to be, the next filmmakers, the next generation of filmmakers. But there's also a lot of users that are just sitting in Starbucks browsing Facebook on their MacBook. And that's all they were realistically ever going to do on it. And they could have had a Chromebook, and they would have had quite literally exactly the same user experience.
Yeah, my phone is largely sold on its camera, and 90% of the photos that I take are of my parking spots. That's
the most Luke thing you've said at least today.
I was reviewing my photos from New York, and it's it's where I parked my car at the airport. And that's like it.
It's funny because there's certain things that you do, and there's certain places that you go that you take a lot of pictures.
That is true. That is
like
true.
When you went
I
to
took
that,
a bunch in Alaska.
And that get away from it all place you went in Taiwan.
Yeah.
You took a ton of pictures there. Like you were behaving like a relative I haven't seen in a couple of years. How many pictures you wanted to show me? Like, it was crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
But other than that, like you almost seem weirded out if I pull out a phone at dinner and I'm like, let's take a picture. It's like, why? To what end?
Yeah, for some reason, my brain's like, people or building? No. Leaf? Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Rock? Yes. I don't know why.
Parking spot? Triple yes.
Yeah. For sure. Every time. Will you actually use this reference? Someone said bird? Yeah, that's true. I have become that guy.
You're such a bird dad. I don't know how it happened.
I often take photos of birds while my thumbs up is in the frame as well. I'll be like, yeah, good bird.
If I had told you when I met you that you were going to turn into a weird bird dad, you'd have been like, no, that's stupid. Birds are stupid.
Yeah.
You like 100%.
Yeah.
There are ways you'd have been like, they're a waste of time and money.
Yeah, I would just get a dog.
Honestly. Yeah. Unbelievable.
That's still not necessarily untrue, but I do like them a lot.
All right. On the subject of taking pictures, Ring.
Oh.
Ring is a company that is owned by Amazon, and it takes a lot of pictures of your front porch, and paid big bucks for a Super Bowl ad to celebrate or announce or whatever they were trying to do is not what ultimately happened, but to promote their search party tool, which allows anyone in the US, Ring owner or not, to launch a search for their lost dogs using all the Ring cameras in their neighborhood. Now, hold on a second. Just give me 1 second here. I can see the look on your face. You know I can see you even though I'm remote, right? Just contain yourself. As someone who has lost multiple pets and who cried multiple tears multiple times over losing multiple pets, I understand the sales pitch here. Yeah. I get it. However,
if you're in that moment, if 10 minutes ago you recognized that your pet is gone, in that moment, a lot of people are going to want this thing, even if right now they don't. Not everyone. Some people will hold true to their line.
However, this launch, coming just a few months after Ring announced a partnership with law enforcement surveillance provider Flock Safety, was received with
really
an immediate and completely predictable response from just everyone, with the EFF calling the feature a surveillance nightmare. Look, if Amazon and Ring was a company that I had any kind of trust in whatsoever, right? Any kind of trust in whatsoever. And they announced this like lost dog feature, and it was a core part of the design of the product that all of the image recognition was done locally on device, and that was opt-in and it's something that as a pet dad who has lost a pet that got out, it's something that I would crave, that I could want. But the last two companies that I could have any interest in administering this are going to be Amazon and Flock. Dude, Flock has demonstrated sort of irrevocably, yes, that's the word. Basically, they could never earn my trust back the way that they have handled security and data privacy.
Man, Flock and Persona, aka Peter Thiel, getting into consumer stuff is not fun. That being like a primary thread of today's show is not cool.
It is worth noting, by the way, that they apparently ditched the Flock partnership. But doesn't that just tell us everything we need to know about them? How they choose their partners? I don't want to be like that. But if someone, say, for example, was married to someone abhorrent, and doesn't seem to have a problem with it, what's her nuts? Let's use a historical example. Eva Braun, excuse me. Okay?
Who's this?
That's Hitler's wife.
Oh. I never recognized the name.
Does it not tell us anything about her, just how she chooses her partner? It's at some point she cut ties with Hitler or whatever. Well, they kind of both cut ties with the world at the same time, but that's a whole separate thing. Just because she divorces the guy, does that not still tell us a fair bit about him? Especially if the circumstances of cutting ties were because of public pressure. Doesn't it still tell us a lot about the kind of decision-making process that's going on behind closed doors? Is this a thing? So, Zosis or whatever says Godwin's Law. Is this just like birds of a feather kind of thing? What's Godwin's Law? I'm not reading the AI overview. Is an internet adage asserting, as an online discussion grows longer, the probability of a comparison involving Nazis or Hitler approaches one. No, okay, very funny.
I actually thought this was a pretty good comparison, Linus. I will give you that.
Thank you.
I just for other people that might be confused, I was like, I didn't think they did. Yeah, they did not divorce. I understand he's doing the comparison here because
killed themselves.
Yeah. He's doing the comparison to divorce here because Amazon and Flock are no longer working together. But yeah.
And you know what? Avon Fox in Floatplane chat points out, okay, what if this person was manipulated or in a relationship due to pressure or whatever? Yeah. Okay, yes, that's fair. It's not a perfect analogy, please. The point is just that Amazon as a company clearly chose to partner with Flock. Okay? If Linus Media Group chose to partner with Flock and then you guys got super mad about it, predictably, and then I said, oh, wow. Yeah, wow. You guys are so right. We should have never done that. We're not doing that anymore. Wow, I'm so glad that, come on.
That's happened. Has it not?
And we're not, okay, Flock? Okay, I don't think you could draw a direct parallel to anything like Flock.
Maybe not someone as bad as Flock, but we've worked with brands. Someone just pointed out Anker. Yeah. We've worked with brands. Someone said Raid Shadow Legends. We've worked with brands that we've then been like, you know what? Maybe you guys are right. Let's pull back on that.
But Flock, literally,
no, I agree. The scale is not the same, but I'm just saying, this can't be extrapolated fully.
So you can absolutely make mistakes, but in this case, I'm talking about partnering with, again, an abhorrent organization that it has complete and utter disregard for user security and privacy. And in some cases, like Raid Shadow Legends never led to anyone being, falsely harassed by law enforcement. Or, Raid Shadow Legends never had anyone have a gun pointed at them because of it. Like, let's be real here, guys.
I think these two was it birds of the same feather, whatever? I'm trying to use the flock analogy. I don't know how much they mind. It do be Amazon after all. FTC, this is older, 2023, but FTC and DOJ charge Amazon with violating children's privacy law by keeping kids' Alexa voice recordings forever and undermining parents' deletion requests. Amazon just do be Amazon at the end of the day. Maybe they're kind of chill with Flock. Thanks,
and the other thing
for raising that.
And the other thing is that it has to do with like our knowledge at the time. If we announced a partnership with Flock today, when you've heard me on stream talking about the horrible things that they've done and making it clear how horrible I think they are, like I know there's no precedent in LMG's history for anything like that. Like people are kind of trying to sort of poke holes in it here. Someone brought up the honey thing. It's like, yeah, but we didn't know any of that.
We stopped working with them when we did.
And we stopped working with them as soon as we did. Like that's the difference. Whereas when you announce a partnership with someone that you know is horrible, then it's a completely different situation. April Fool's video idea. Good Lord.
What is we're partnering with Flock?
Yeah.
New LTT store webcams. Oh my God, that's how we can use Twitter. New Twitter cams powered by Flock.
Ixifin724 in Floatplane chat says, do not do that. You will never recover. And you're so right. The number of times...
It'd be funny, though.
Dude, the number of times I run up against people who legitimately believe horrible things about me because I joked about it or because I said it in an April Fool's video is distressingly high. Like, this is the reason that actors like Dwayne Johnson have no lose clauses in their contracts, because people will actually watch someone be acting on TV and be stupid enough to think that they're weak because they lost a fight in a movie that they were scripted to lose. Which
I think you can be comfortable just not caring about those people's opinions, though. I think that can be okay.
Luke,
I think you can rise above.
I wish that this was an isolated, small, tiny minority, Luke. I wish it was.
I think you dig pretty hard to find comments sometimes. I think you can't help yourself.
I think that can be true at the same time as it can be true that it is a distressingly large number.
Sure.
Maybe I should just retire to a potato farm.
Yeah. Dan and I had a fancy dinner last night. My favorite part was a potato.
Damn.
They're pretty good.
Nice.
Potatoes are pretty good.
Potatoes
it's
are
hard
solid,
to
dude.
It's hard to knock a good potato, dude.
Dude, a baked potato with some butter and some salt and pepper. You get a bit of sour cream on there.
Ooh.
You get a little bit of like green onion.
Oh,
Like,
now we're talking,
right? Like,
dude.
Are you salivating, brother?
Oh yeah. Potato in almost any form, though. Warm potato, great.
Damn.
Yeah.
Great. Cold potato, warm potato, fantastic.
Okay, hear me out. Okay. Nugget potatoes, cold.
Nugget potatoes cold can be pretty good. Yeah. All right. Potatoes just win. Potatoes are great.
Yeah, and not every French fry is good cold,
No.
but there are good cold French fries. I'll die on that hill.
I think they're better warm.
Oh,
I can't think of a potato that's like even nugget potatoes. I think they're better warm. Potatoes gain a lot from heat. I don't know why, but I think they gain a lot from heat. I will give you nugget potatoes like at room temperature are probably the best form of potatoes at room temperature in my opinion. I still think they're better warm.
I once accidentally
Potato show.
ate so many room temperature nugget potatoes that I threw up. I wasn't sick. I just spontaneously was like, my stomach is at capacity. I was reading. I was like reading and just eating potatoes. And I just threw up. It was like, it wasn't the sickest, most like foul throw up ever or anything. It wasn't even that gross because I had just eaten all of it. And it was basically just potato. Like it was probably still edible.
Oh, gross. I love this like way too perfect image I have in my head of this situation of you just being way too laser focused in on what you're doing to not realize that you've eaten like an entire massive,
it was a
like,
massive bowl
size of your entire torso thing of potatoes, and your body's just like, bro, get it out of here. Yeah, ADHD turned up to 11. Someone pointed out. Yeah, that's all I'm picturing is just like wait. I must keep reading. And also this hand is just doing this motion for whatever reason. That's great. Anyways, back to evil things. We don't unfortunately get to keep talking about potatoes. That sucks a lot. There are alternatives. Again, just like in the Discord thing, there are alternatives. In this range of products, the alternative ends up being more expensive usually.
Yeah.
But you
shout out Ubiquiti.
I was just going to do it. There are also other alternatives that aren't Ubiquiti, but in our kind of spaces, a lot of people do be liking Ubiquiti.
Okay, hear me out. TrueSpec security camera.
Partnered with Flock.
Oh God.
Yeah, no, but like it's effectively going to end up being self-hosting, and through something like Ubiquiti or a variety of other products.
It's got to be self-hosted.
You can do a self-hosted solution. You can have your own cameras. You could share them with family members. You could remotely access them when you're away from home. You could use a lot of the same features. You can literally do the like press the doorbell, have a video call thing. Just without, Amazon watching your every move. It is possible.
Hey,
it'll cost more, but it's also fun.
If there was a company that you didn't have to feel like you were, helping move us towards a dystopian future, it would be Creator Warehouse. We have a lot to talk about this week. And the big one is the one that Luke is wearing. Dude, it's kind of covered right now. So maybe if you can give them a better look at it. That thing is so flipping cool. This is it. This is the lawsuit hoodie. This hoodie exists because 3 years of unanswered collab emails felt like a sign to stop waiting for permission and just make this white on black hoodie that we wanted to make anyway. It's made from the same heavyweight 100% cotton as the WAN hoodie, so it feels thick, premium, and built for daily wear with YKK zippered pockets to keep your things secure. The sleeves feature bold, fully embroidered, controller-inspired graphics, and there's a small Easter egg on the care label that is optional to read, but highly recommended. You want to bring up the website?
Okay, yeah.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Let's see if people can figure out what it was inspired by. I will not confirm or deny because Oh, is it in there?
It's literally the first line of the description.
Oh, no. That's not. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, okay. Never mind. We apparently went full, not that subtle.
Literally, the brand name is like the third word.
Okay, cool. Well, okay, we weren't actually concerned about dbrand in terms of like the look. What we really wanted to do was a hoodie that looked like a thing. And then in order to make sure that the iconography wasn't going to cause any problems for us, we partnered with dbrand to use their iconography. It's a pretty cool product. Do you want to scroll through some of the other pictures?
Yeah, I love the Sherrod ones. I think this is Sherrod. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got the helmet on. These look sick.
Yeah, the D-brand robot helmet.
I don't know where they found to do these photos, but these are awesome. I am continually impressed with the photos that are coming out of this team. This is, good. I was hoping there was going to be a good picture of this. The zipper looks sick. It's like blacked out and it has this like copper inner core. It looks so dope. I don't think I've seen that before. I think it's all of them. Even the smaller zippers that are on your pockets have this like copper inner design. I think that looks so good.
It seems to be like a spring to kind of like keep it held down.
Is that what the actual copper bit is doing?
I think so. God, that's nice.
I don't know. But
keep scrolling. Apparently the last picture's the best one.
There's a lot of pictures for this. I think they really liked the set that they were at because there's quite a few. But we will keep going through them.
There's so many pictures.
There is a ton of photos. Nice. Oh, that's God. A bit of a hint.
Dude, I kind of love this hoodie. When we got our first sample of it,
that photo's sick. That photo goes hard.
Amazing.
That's dope. Yeah, I don't know where the heck they were. That's sick. That's sick. That's probably my favorite one. Hell yeah.
It's here, do you want to throw us back on the
This one is dope. Yeah, those are cool.
It's one of those things. I think this is when our team is like, see, I don't want to take anything away from the other things we do, but this is the stuff that gets me uniquely excited. Like, this is when I think the team is at their absolute best, when they create something that is so sort of gamer culture, like internet culture referencing, and yet is so flipping wearable. And if somebody doesn't know what it is, if they don't know that it looks kind of like a game console, or if they don't recognize those icons, they're just like, wow, cool hoodie. But if they do, it's the if you know, you know. Mm-hmm. And I love stuff like that. They absolutely, Marchable. They hit it completely out of the park on this design, taking, I don't want to, whatever. Lawsuit hoodie, go check it out. lmg.gg/lawsuit hoodie. Flipping cool. Some quick housekeeping from the warehouse. It turns out when you keep making really cool new stuff, you eventually run out of space. So we're running 3 sales right now to clear some space and reset for what's next. There's the last chance sale at lmg.gg/lastchance. So this is the final call on some older stock that is not coming back once it's gone. At least we have no plans to bring it back. So no restocks, no reruns, I'll just grab it later. This is later. Get it now. Only the bundles are end of life, okay? Commuter bag, OG backpack, and tech stack will live on, but these bundles are going away. This is last chance. We also have our end of season apparel sale. Clearing out some seasonal styles to make room for new designs that are already in the works. Same quality and fit, just end of season pricing while supplies last. That's lmg.gg/end of season. And finally, we have a buy more, save more for all blank t-shirts. One blank t-shirt is just not enough. They're comfortable, easy to wear, and having a few in the rotation just makes sense. Stock up on blanks at lmg.gg/blank tees. TEES. That's the one. Maybe Dan, do you want to throw these links in the description and the various chats if that kind of works for you?
Yeah.
All right. Sick. Luke, want to pick a topic for us?
Sure. No problem. YouTube React videos could face lawsuits, but not for the reason that
No, we're supposed to explain checkout messages.
You told me pick a topic.
I know. I screwed up.
You told me pick a topic.
I know, but I introduced all the products, and now that's when we're supposed to do checkout messages, right?
All right.
Okay. Wait, where's the thing? Wait, is it not in here anymore? Okay, I'm just going to have to wing this. Checkout messages are the way to interact with the WAN show. We don't want you to throw money at your screen. or we do want you to throw money at your screen, but we don't want you to just throw money at your screen for acknowledgement. We want you to throw money at your screen and get, check out messages, comms. Yeah, okay, so chat's gaslighting me. We want you to get high quality merchandise in return. So if you want to send a message into the WAN show where producer Dan, are you guys gonna throw him up there? Yay, there he is, nice. Where producer Dan will just post it, like that one that's up at the top of the frame right now, or he'll reply to it, or he will curate it for me and Luke to respond to. Then all you gotta do is head to the checkout on LTTStore.com. There you go. And you'll see this interface where you can pick a color, decide whether to leave your name or have it be anonymous, and go ahead and place your order, and we'll show you what a curated one looks like. Oh man, I'm so tired, dude. I was snowboarding all day. I'm like dying. That was my best. That was the best that I could do just now. Am I super blurry?
No, you're just little down there in the bottom, I guess.
Cool.
Yeah, you are blurry. It's focused on the background. Put up your hands.
I'll fix it. I will try to fix it.
I love technology. No.
Oh, for crying
Still
out loud.
blurry.
Blurry Linus.
Ugh.
You gotta squint.
Camera's in use by another application. Like, yes, I know. That's why I need to fix it. Seriously, I can't. The Razer app doesn't let me change the focus.
I love technology. How about a merch message? Oh, no, you're worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we're good.
Yay.
I'm so back. Okay, Dan, show us how a merch message works, for crying out loud.
No, I won't.
Well, just,
I'll show you how to check out merches.
I'll show you how to comm works.
Autofocus is disabled. What is it doing?
My goodness.
Oh.
We're losing them.
Oh, no.
Nope.
Put on your glasses.
Just say it again.
Okay. Hi, WAN.dll. I was wondering about how you chose the colors of LTT Store items. Is there some science to it? Is it purely vibes? And why not just make the same product in more colors, especially apparel?
I can answer the more colors part. More colors are more SKUs, and that can get pretty rough on certain things, especially when there's a lot of sizes. So, like if you look at, I'm going to bring up on screen our Cleanup Wizard T-shirt. So if we added another color here, we don't add one product. We add 6 products because we add a red one of this in small and medium and large and extra large and extra extra large and extra 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 large, and you can extrapolate that quite a bit sometimes. Like the pants can be pretty brutal for this. If I go to, let me go navigate through the store real quick. He's going to keep working on his blur, so I'm not worried about you seeing him. I'm going to go over to this one, the city set. Go to the new pants that we have that are awesome. Now you have 2 different inseam lengths, a crazy amount of waist sizes and color. So you've got all the waist sizes times 2 times the amount of colors, and the amount of products that you have to keep in stock just goes whoop. So usually try to keep it kind of dialed down. Now there's a bit of a research portion to selling things as well, where we put these pants on sale. We've got the regular, we've got the tall, we've got all these different waist sizes. If these sell super well, that might inform us that the pants are good, and maybe some people might like additional colors, and then we could expand from there. But if these just sell like kind of okay, then maybe we don't want to add a bunch of colors, because maybe people like the pants enough, but they don't like them enough to have to buy more in a bunch of different colors. So yeah, T-shirts have a bit of an easier time with this, because you can have a bunch of blanks in a range of colors and then print the shirts onto the blanks. But then even that's not like a perfect answer. Hopefully I did justice to that question for the CW people. I know there was another part to that. How do you pick the colors? There's a very low percentage chance that I can answer this accurately. Linus might know decently well, but he has faded into the void. He's gone. So I'm going to give it a shot. CW people, I'm sorry if I fail you. But I think they look at trends, they look at upcoming trends, they look at general fashion stuff and just try to look at the different types of colors that people are into moving forward, and try to keep us matched with said trends. Now, we do tend to fall into a bit of a category of tech nerd, and generic tech nerd do tend to like black shirt. So black shirt with printing on it does often end up being a way that we go. But I also think that they're trying to have fun with stuff. They want to have fun jobs. They want you to have more interesting clothing. I support it. So every once in a while we get stuff like the Pixel Heart shirt, which is this like crazy red.
Yeah, it didn't sell.
The Teddy Fleece jacket, which is pretty wild colors as well.
That one does pretty good. People love that one.
I really like the RGB sweater. I really think people look really sharp in this. I think I've told the story like a million times, but
is anyone supposed to be able to see what you're showing?
I can show that now. This is the RGB sweater. This is a non-black. It's actually it's a dark, like, I don't know if you can call it navy, but it's a dark blue with like basically color flecking throughout it. I didn't know this was our product for a while. I sat down at a conference next to Taryn and he was wearing it and I was like, oh wow, it's a really nice sweater. It looks good on you. I had no clue it was ours.
That's hilarious.
I think it looks really sharp. I think like when you look like this photo, I think is a really good representation of just like you wear a decent pair of pants, you throw this on top of it and you look very professional while wearing a sweater. It's cool.
But with a touch of fun.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
It's cool.
Okay, next question. Thanks for stalling.
No problem.
Let's see.
Hopefully my guesses on those answers were at least decently accurate.
I didn't hear them because I had to leave the room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in order to open up the application, in order to put it back to manual focus, which it was still on, but just... All right.
I did what I could.
Oh, great. I started Claire Obscura a week or so ago, and I'm really enjoying it. Linus talks about JRPGs a lot. Are there any other modern ones with some ARPG elements I should check out? Love the show. Thanks, guys.
I'm the last person to go to for game recommendations because I tend to be like kind of basic. Like I just play what I know I'm probably gonna like. And B, I don't get a chance to play a ton of games, so I don't really get to go off the beaten path much. Like what am I supposed to say? Yeah, Expedition 33 was really good. Did you really need me to tell you that? Like, flipping, like, swept the Game Awards, right? Like, it's you don't take my word for it at that point, right?
Yeah.
I love Crosscode. It's probably is it my favorite modern JRPG? The characters are so incredible. If you haven't played it already, go play it. But it's more of like a pixel art style that I'm personally really into, and I haven't played that many modern ones. I did finish Expedition 33 since last WAN show, so if we want to talk about it at all, we can. But Luke hasn't played, and I don't think Dan's playing, so there's not really going to be much for me to say other than, yeah, it's really good. Without getting into stuff that would involve serious spoilers for people in chat and on the show who might actually play it at some point.
You know, okay, so one small thing. I know on the store that we're advertising like the polo and the tech pants together. And this might be me being RGB sweater pilled, but I think the tech pants and a nice belt and the RGB sweater would go really well together. I'm just going to put that out there before we move on.
Thanks, Luke.
Come to me for future fashion advice. Next topic. YouTube React videos could face lawsuits, but not for the reason you think. A lawsuit has been filed between two creators for reaction-based content. The catch? One channel is filing the lawsuit against the other for the way the React content was acquired. Whoa.
Oh, interesting.
Christopher Cordova, the individual who filed the suit, is stating that the footage that was acquired without their permission was ripped using ripping tools that bypass YouTube's technical protections, which they claim is in violation of the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, or DMCA. Torrent Freak stepped in to defend Jonathan Hunolt, hopefully I said that right, the individual being sued, saying that there is no way Cordova could prove, that's what I was kind of thinking, or no ripping tools are being used, stating that for years, many React creators simply record their screen instead of ripping the content. This is very difficult to prove. Judge DeMarchi did not immediately throw out the case, which has raised concerns in the React community, because if this case goes through, it could have effects down the line for all React type content. That would be... very interesting. To summarize, this isn't a question of fair use. Judge DeMarchi has acknowledged this as fair use, but what calls into question is the way React footage is obtained.
How are you supposed to... How would you prove how you got it? Like, what would hypothetically... What would that look like to you?
Dude, I have no idea. I mean, the discussion question here is how the is anyone ever going to prove how people obtained footage? I'll just cut it out of the video if I leak the file name. Yeah. I have no idea. I don't think you can really prove this. But then
what difference does it make?
Result none, in my opinion. But would that result in, if you can't prove that you got the footage like ethically, then you can't do it at all? Or would it go the other way around? I don't know.
I don't even think it's a question of ethically, though. It's a question of whether you circumvented a digital lock effectively, right? But then is screen capturing
the screen,
not the same thing? Is that not a ripping tool anyway? That's where to be clear, I'm not even taking a side on this one. I'm just...
No. I don't know what you do about this.
Asking questions.
You're not going to be able to prove it. And like you said, what difference does it make?
Yeah, I don't understand why we're even having this conversation, because I don't understand the difference.
I don't know.
Okay, in that case, let's not even bother. Let's talk instead about something, that doesn't happen necessarily that often, but something pretty cool that the Canadian province of Quebec has done. They have a new Consumer Protection Act, which is all in French. So bad news, everyone, but that's okay, because we'll sort it out for you. But basically, they had some planned obsolescence safeguards that were passed back in 2023 that are finally going to come into full effect October 5th of this year, that are pretty cool. For starters, increased minimum warranty periods on consumer electronics and appliances from 3 years on laptops, desktops, tablets, cell phones, and game consoles, all the way to 6 years on large appliances like stoves and refrigerators. That is kind of awesome.
The next line is also awesome.
Like, okay, hold on. Let's talk about this.
Okay.
Like, why is it that 3 years is not already standard for an Xbox? That's crazy.
Yeah, I like this a lot. I do suspect that this will result in products being just more expensive in Quebec.
Yes.
Yes. But I think this would be cool if it was a standard basically everywhere. I think we talked about it on the show like a couple weeks ago, but this whole idea that like even refrigerator repair people are like, yeah, you don't bother keep your refrigerator after 5 years, it's just garbage, is like,
that's crazy.
This is now e-waste on a totally different level, dude. Like when it's phones and stuff like that sucks. Obviously e-waste in general is unfortunate, but like we're throwing out washers and dryers and refrigerators and dishwashers as if they're, phone cycle replacements. Like this is bad. This is not good.
I've got people asking, wasn't an Xbox already a 3-year warranty? No. This is what's the Xbox up to? I was going to say $500 device, but it's gone up in price. Like, this is an expensive item that has a 1-year warranty.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one. Warranties follow the product for the full term of the warranty, regardless of whether the item is resold. This is just such common sense. It's just so obvious. What? Something, this water bottle
that isn't a rule.
Magically might not last as long if I sell it to Luke? What are you talking about?
Insane.
All right, next. Used cars and motorcycles also get automatic warranty coverage depending on the age of the vehicle and mileage. Jordan says, I think this is dealers only, but it's not clear in the translation.
Yeah, that one's a little tough. I don't know how that works, but I like the gusto.
Yep. Additionally, all goods bought or leased must be able to serve their normal purpose for a reasonable length of time. The law also prohibits the use of techniques that make it more difficult to maintain and repair goods, and aims to guarantee the availability of spare parts and repair services.
Based.
Retailers must inform customers of their minimum warranty coverage under the law before trying to sell any extended warranties.
Based.
So basically...
That's a really good last line, actually, because people might not be aware that this change happened.
Yep.
That's a very good addition. Whoever was like, we might actually want to add something to this, that was smart. Good job.
So David and I did another one of those fun Linus and David just go and buy something adventures.
Nice.
We went to Costco to buy a desktop. And we had a really cool experience with that from one of the reps there that is not going to be able to appear on camera because we didn't call ahead and get permission to film at Costco. We just kind of showed up and we're like, well, we're buying a computer and we're going to roll on some Meta glasses and good luck, everybody. By the way, apologies in advance. David has never shot anything on Meta glasses before. And he's a very active conversationalist, so the footage might be a little shaky sometimes. David was like the king of interacting with the host from behind the camera. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Like he can't help it. He's just a very active listener. He's a very engaged personality, and these are all good things as long as you're not a human tripod. So anyway, but yeah, it was really fun. And we had a really great experience where the representative, which I didn't even know, like Luke, did you know that Costco had like someone who works in the electronics department to like talk to you about computers?
No.
Yeah, it's a thing. So we talked to the guy and he gives us a little, like pro tip that if you don't tell the motherboard manufacturer, for instance, that it was part of a complete system, it may very well have a longer 3-year warranty on it. And same with, things like memory. They often have a lifetime warranty on it. So yes, it has, a Costco extended 2-year warranty. So they do an extra year, I believe, on computer systems compared to if you buy those systems elsewhere, which I thought was a pretty good value add. But he was like, and you might even be able to get more. And it's the kind of thing that makes you feel really good as a consumer. Like the sales rep is there to help you and guide you and inform you rather than there to extract your money. And it was just such a positive experience. And
that's wicked.
To have that enshrined in law, I guess, I wish it wasn't necessary, but I'm glad that it is, and I would love to see. I'd love to see this expand. I did see someone in the chat saying, "Yeah, there's already brands that are looking to pull out of Quebec because of this." But I think the answer is not for Quebec to back down. The answer is for everyone else to step up.
That will give more opportunity and more sales attention to brands that don't.
Yeah,
which is awesome.
Now it's time to give some attention to the brands who sponsored the show today.
Nice.
We received some new chairs on the WAN show set that Razer sent over. I, unfortunately, am not sitting on one of them. I'm sitting on a hard-backed wooden chair that has my butt completely asleep. But if I was sitting on one of them, then I would tell you, these are their new Isker V2 New Gen chairs. The leather on these now comes with Razer's Cool Touch technology to help not just with breathability, but to make them more peel resistant. Their goal is to find ways to vent heat to make longer sessions of gaming, working, or podcasting more comfortable. Whether you like to sit upright or you have the posture of a slug, their HyperFlex lumbar system adjusts 360 degrees to find an angle that works for you. And the headrest comes with memory foam cushions that are designed to fit the curvature of your neck. The armrests can be moved up, down, side to side, and can even shift the angle that they sit at. And you can grab one of these for yourself today by checking out Razer's new Isker V2 New Gen chair at the link in the video description. I can say with 100% the sponsor read is over honesty that I wish I was sitting on that chair right now. This thing sucks so much. Sometimes a wooden chair can actually be really great.
Oh, yeah.
This is not one of those times.
That
The
happens.
show is also brought to you by Squarespace. Whether you're an entrepreneur looking to finally launch your business, or you're looking for a way to share your hobbies with the world, it really helps to have a website. And our sponsor, Squarespace, would love to help you get started. They've implemented new AI tools that have you start with a curated set of layouts that allow you to customize to fit your brand's vibe. All you really need to do is tell Squarespace what your brand is about, find a matching tone, and hit enter, and you will have, at the very least, a starting point. And if your business just happens to sell anything, all of that can be done right from Squarespace's platform. We've used Squarespace for many years for our LinusMediaGroup.com website, and we've been extremely happy with, the ease of use is like, I know it's not in the talking points that often anymore these days, but like, they should still talk about it because it matters a lot when you're a company that, not everyone happens to be a web developer, and, sometimes it's Colton updating the site. Love the usability of Squarespace, dude. So start building your website today and get 10% off your first purchase by visiting squarespace.com/WAN. All right. You want to pick another topic?
Sure.
Do you want to talk about Anker? This really came up when we were talking about the sponsors that we've kicked to the curb.
It sure did.
Earlier in the show.
No notes. Anker, Eufy, Soundcore. Anker, Eufy, Soundcore. Context. Anker used to be our biggest partner. Did they?
Our biggest partner? I don't think that's right.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Think so.
I'm going to message Colton right now.
They used to be a sizable partner that we had. Maybe the biggest one. I didn't think that would have been right, but
I messaged Colton and Steve, and I will find out.
Fake news in the WAN duck, and we dropped them because of a fiasco with Eufy where their cameras weren't encrypted, and they tried to lie and got caught, and it did get resolved, but it was weird and took a long time, and they still had us on their website for like months and months and months and months and months and months and months. But we want to work with them again, so Linus wants to suss this out.
Okay, I just heard back from Colton. He says, yes, they were our biggest partner, 2020 era. Oh, man. Yeah, so they messaged me earlier today, and basically Colton's like, hey, we want to work with them again. Specifically on the Anker and Soundcore brands, are we fine engaging with them? We dropped them many years ago because of the whole debacle. I'd just like to bring up for a moment that I'm so tired of people calling our integrity as a company into question when we have done stuff like this, like unflinchingly, without hesitation. Apparently they were our biggest partner. Literally didn't matter. We did it anyway. Cool. Let's move on. I think the big question here is put very succinctly by Night Author in the Floatplane chat. Any reason to believe that they have changed?
That's a good question.
I think that's the question. And
I
have to be honest with you. They did eventually resolve the Eufy thing.
Okay.
I still have no interest in engaging with the Eufy brand. I didn't like the way that they deflected. Like if the Eufy thing had happened and then they had immediately owned it and taken steps, I'm not about people being defined by their mistakes. To me, you're defined by how you respond to them.
How did they respond?
They did eventually.
They apologized?
No, initially they just like deflected and completely not apologized. Yes, they did eventually. It was like ages later. And so that was my problem. That was why we ultimately were like, well, see ya. And Andre B says, okay, well, how do you prove now that they're trustworthy? So I think that's why Colton is talking specifically about the Anker and the Soundcore brands, rather than even bringing up Eufy with me. Because no, I just don't think that I would be comfortable with a Eufy product at this point. But like, look, This is one of those things where when we dropped them, it did create a ton of confusion because I was very explicit from the start. I said, look, we're just not going to take their money. That doesn't mean I'm going to stop using their products. Like, check this out. Oh, hold on. I'm up. One sec. Literally right now, I am plugged in.
I mean, I mean,
an Anker power brick.
I mean, there's also this.
Oh, hold on, I can't see it.
One of the more recent articles on the Labs website is testing an Anker Nano charger.
Yeah. We never said we weren't going to cover them. We never said we weren't going to use the products.
Yeah.
We just said that we weren't going to take their money. And I think the question is, have they done enough for us to change that? Yeah, I'm just looking at a lot of...
does The Verge require a subscription now? Interesting.
For some articles, not all.
Apparently, their Eufy blames the software update and promises to do better article is behind one of those.
And I mean, I don't know. It's been 5 years. How long do we have to put someone in sponsor jail for? Like, I think it's. It was.
Was it
man.
actually 2020? I think it was like 2022, 2023 or something. A lot of the stuff I'm finding online about this is from 2023.
Yeah. Okay. Can you? Okay. Oh no, Colton. So sorry, Colton said 2020. They were our biggest partner in 2020.
Got it. Okay.
Trying to remember. I'm trying to remember who it was. There was it Tech Brew that made that really good point about not just like if a company makes a mistake, not just putting them in jail forever. Like at some point, if they rectify the issue, then no, it wasn't Tech Brew. Who was it? Luke, do you remember?
No, I don't know.
Oh shoot! It was on their podcast or something. Anyway, it was a good point. Yeah, Imsis says, I personally haven't bought any Anker or other their brand products since the Eufy news.
Blaze Henry says, don't forget that Anker also has issues with exploding power bank recalls like every few months. Do you
Is
have
that true, though?
Evidence of that?
I know there were some bad sells that a number of battery bank manufacturers got burned by, pun intended. So let's be sure that that was actually an Anker specific issue. Zenthoxin says, is an apology all that was needed? I'd want more assurance than that. I mean, yeah, that's very fair, especially when you got gaslit the first time before the apology was issued. Mm-hmm. The Mighty Reptar says, yeah, don't put Flock on your bad list forever. I mean, yeah. See, that's a tough one because that is a situation where I'd say, yeah, they're on the bad list forever. I don't see how there would be any redemption there.
Yeah, so I'm reading this Verge article because I'm kind of like my memory's not that great, so I'm trying to recall what happened here. And the Verge article opens with, first Anker told us it was impossible, then it covered its tracks, then it repeatedly deflected while utterly ignoring our emails. So shortly before Christmas, we gave the company an ultimatum. If Anker wouldn't answer why its supposedly always encrypted Eufy cameras were producing unencrypted streams, among other questions, we would publish a story about the company's lack of answers. It worked. So they had to get
dirty,
ethically blackmailed
yes.
into doing the right thing, which is like you said, it's been years, it hasn't been that many years, but maybe people involved with this are gone. I don't know, but just an apology after that level of trying to cover up something actually very serious is a little sketch. I might like a little bit more. I don't know what that more would be.
I think the bigger question for me from the business team is, why do we need to do this? Is there some other power company that we could just work with instead?
Because of my annoyance with this thing, I don't know if I've even talked to you about this, but I have personally, I know they're a sponsor of ours, but on a personal level, I've switched to Ugreen. I've bought Ugreen things lately.
I bought 4 Ugreen power wall warts recently, just so that the kids will not lose theirs. So they have travel ones.
When I was traveling, I bought
picked up a family set
power bank, which has been great. I more recently bought a Ugreen wall wart, which has been great. I also haven't used this yet, so I can't comment on it, but I bought one of their USB to 3.5 millimeter cables, which has a Bluetooth chip in the USB plug. So it just looks like a USB to 3.5 mil, but it basically adds Bluetooth to your car. It powers the Bluetooth over the USB, and then it gives the audio over 3.5. It looks cool. I haven't used it yet, though. Yeah, I don't know. But that being said, I don't necessarily know that they need the biggest reason if they think the company has actually moved on. It's just this was like a pretty big deal. So
yeah,
I'm interested in how, like, what did they do? So okay, maybe they said like, sorry that we lied and then covered up and then deflected and then got blackmailed into saying the truth. But what did they do about that? Did they do some form of action to follow up? And I think this requires more digging. Personally, that's my stance. I know the goal was to ask the audience, not me, but that's where I'm at.
Why don't we pencil it in for 2027? And how about Anker has a really good year and doesn't screw anything up, and we revisit in 2027? Does that make sense?
Partially. I need to go look into the apology that they gave, because I don't know what they said. And I'd like to know what they did. Like, somebody said we need heads on sticks, and it's like, to a certain degree, this was like actually unacceptable. But again, things change, times change, people change, etc. Especially at companies, staff changes. What was it? We heard a stat recently. Like, most people stay at a company for 2 years. It's been more than that now. So there could be like a very significant level of turnover for the people involved in that. And maybe we're good to go. Maybe by the time we're 2027, like you said, based on statistics, a huge portion of that company will have turned over. Maybe second chance is fine. But yeah, I think paying attention to what they do in that period of time would be really good, and paying attention to the ways they communicate. And hopefully, here's a weird take, hopefully they have some form of problem, so you can see how they deal with it.
Gurky008 says they also promised a microsite that we never got, focusing on security.
Interesting.
Okay, I think this requires more digging, and
needs to dig more.
I'm gonna flag that. I'm on a new laptop. I haven't pinned snipping tool to my taskbar yet.
You also have to remember they're a huge company. Even y'all have communication issues at your size. Even bigger has got to be worse. As far as my understanding goes, it gets bad. A lot worse, but this is kind of a different level of problem, in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay. I think we need some more answers about how they've really changed. Also, this. Let's pencil in for 2027, but they need to demonstrate in some way that they are culture.
Hot take, if it takes this much digging to determine if an answer should be yes, maybe the answer should be no. 99% of who sees these spots isn't going to be doing the digging. I understand the take that you're trying to make, but I don't agree personally.
But the flip side of it is that most people are just buying a battery, like a wall wart or a battery bank. And like we just did that Labs article on an Anker wall wart that was just like a random side quest that Lucas was interested in. Like, it had nothing to do with this conversation that Colton's bringing up with me, and it's like a good wall wart. And so like why should we not say, yeah, this is a good wall wart, and get sponsorship dollars for it, and then someone buys a good wall wart and then they enjoy their wall wart? Like, yes and also no.
The only thing I hate about LMG is their indifference to crowdsourced carriers. What?
What are crowdsourced carriers?
What are crowdsourced carriers?
like for shipping?
Like Uber,
but for parcels.
What? Sorry, what does this have to do with our indifference?
This is the first I've heard of it, and also, I I'd need to look into this a lot more.
This feels so out of left field.
Yeah.
Indifference incoming. No, like we've talked in defense of them a lot on WAN Show. I genuinely don't know what you're talking about. But anyway,
Crowdsourced carriers?
Yeah.
We have?
Remember, we had a topic not that long ago. We both got duped on it because it was like some AI slop thing, but we were talking about how Uber and all these different places are like often mistreating their drivers. They don't get paid very much. We've talked on WAN Show about how like at a certain degree you're exchanging the value of your car for short-term money. The fact that they're like little mini individual corporations like hurts their ability to get things like health insurance, and how it doesn't properly get flagged as not being employed, even though in a lot of cases it effectively is. Like we've talked about all this kind of stuff before.
I don't think that's quite what they're talking about though. I think they meant like crowdsourced carriers, like instead of FedEx or something. Am I? Maybe I'm missing something here.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. Well, either way, that's neat. Should we move on? I think I'm ready to leave it there. I kicked it back to the business team to do a bit more investigation, and I think that one way or another, this is still a little fresh, and we can pencil it in for 2027, as long as they don't screw anything else up this year, and as long as they tell us what exactly it is that they've done to show that their culture has moved beyond this behavior.
Sounds good. No notes. Google lets you remove explicit images and other personal info from search results. Google launched a tool to request removal of non-consensual explicit images from search results. Users click the 3 dots on the image result and select Remove Result. Okay.
Yeah.
Requests are trackable through Google's Results About You hub, which also expanded to let users submit government ID numbers for monitoring. Major caveat is you have to give Google your data first.
Yeah.
I knew that.
And it only removes the results from Google search, not from the internet itself.
Well, yeah.
It's something.
Which means crawlers are still going to get it, and crawlers are the thing that's becoming more common for Google search.
The one thing that's kind of cool...
Sorry.
It's not in the notes. There is one other thing that's kind of cool is once you've requested a takedown, you don't have to like keep requesting takedowns. It'll proactively remove it again.
That is neat.
If it shows up again.
Do you think this will remove it from the AI summary?
No. Google's own AI summary? Yeah. I think it probably will.
I don't know about that, actually.
I don't think it gives image results, really. Because that's not
does,
AI,
actually.
is it?
Yeah,
maybe I've never asked the AI for an image.
It's given image results from the lab's website.
Oh.
Fun time.
Bloody hell. Okay, before we get into another business meeting, because I think that was one of our topics this week, was to talk about...
Oh, is it actually in here?
I don't know. I thought we were going to kind of talk about the lab and what the future of the lab's website looks like if our traffic...
Week. Okay, because I don't have the chart here, so it gets hurt a lot. I'll send an email.
Yeah, next week, but basically, AI crawlers, we tried to turn them off, and there's some interesting behavior. We'll get into that. Before we do our next topic, though, I just want to talk about the Lina Khan thing from last week. What I was getting at, I went too far, and I'm sorry. What I was trying to get at is that being pro-consumer and being based is sexy. That's all I was trying to say. It wasn't meant to be literally sexual. It was just like, it's so cool that it's like sexy wood. That's all. It wasn't meant to actually be personal. There. I said what I should have said right away afterward.
I don't think that helps.
What?
You just said wood again.
But no, that's what I said last week. That's where I was going with it. Like I went too far because it wasn't meant to be about the actual person. It was just meant to be being super pro consumer and awesome is so good that it's like gone sexual. I'm not saying it wasn't dumb, Luke.
Okay.
That's all. That's all I have to say about it.
Okay.
Alphabet is issuing 100-year bonds. Google's parent company will use the Sterling Century Bond to fund AI investments. Century bonds are highly unusual especially in the tech sector where long-term bonds usually top out at 40 years, though IBM did sell a 100-year bond in 1996. Our discussion question here is, I got nothing from Jordan. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Would you have any faith whatsoever that Alphabet will still exist in 100 years, let alone be in any kind of condition to be paying you for holding their bonds because of, and I guess their logic, they need to build AI infrastructure so desperately and so immediately that they are mortgaging their future in order to have that AI infrastructure today. Is this, am I missing something here? Because I am not like a financial services expert by any stretch of the imagination, but my understanding is that basically you're giving them cash today, and then they are giving you a return on that, like effectively forever, for life. But they will have to exist, and they will have to have this money in order to continue to pay that out in the longer term, which means that money you give them today, they have to generate a return on it. Otherwise, the whole thing doesn't make any sense. Am I missing something here?
If a company, if a company sells a 100-year bond and then the company itself is sold, the company that buys them would still owe on the 100-year bond, correct or no?
I mean, it's the guarantor, my understanding, is Google's parent company. It's Alphabet, so it's a publicly held entity. So it's not about people at that point.
Okay, if Alphabet got taken private,
then it would be whoever privately owns them. Then it would be their liability.
but it would transfer. Like they can't just be like, "Oops, bought the company. I'm not going to pay these out anymore."
Okay, while I will say, like, I could foresee a future where Alphabet doesn't exist anymore very easily, I don't think I foresee a future where Alphabet goes private at this point. They're just the scale that they've reached. I don't. And look,
I'm just trying to see.
I hate to use the I word.
They
Nothing's
also have a
but
crazy amount of. So someone pointed out that IBM sold 100-year bonds in like 1996 or something, and I was thinking like, oh no, that's in the doc.
Yeah.
I thought it was sold by Jet for whatever reason. I could see that still being a thing because IBM just has so many patents, and at this point, they're just kind of sitting around with patents, as far as I can tell.
No, they do stuff.
Okay. Sure.
They're doing the
still
quantum.
I could still see. Yeah, as far as my understanding goes, they're doing that to generate patents. But anyways, that's a topic for another time. I could still see Google being around because of the amount of things that they've made. But that's where like their like IP and their patents being important. Or, YouTube has proven a new age of YouTube staying power. And maybe Google just exists forever now. Look at how much they killed off. Yeah. Yeah, tons. Tons of good stuff.
But what I really want to know, guys, is am I missing something here? Is this as crazy as it seems to be on the surface? It
seems nuts, yeah.
Nobody seems to think that I've gone crazy here.
Don't think so.
Well, at least for this, anyway.
Yeah, just this, not the previous thing.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. Okay,
how much
we're all on the same page. Well, no, you buy. I don't know how much total they issued, but like billions is my understanding. And
Whoa.
but you buy like what you want to buy.
Yeah.
Huh. Insomniac says nobody ever thought Bitcoin was going to be worth $100,000. Got some bad news for you, Insomniac. It isn't.
How much is it going to be worth in 100 years?
Yeah, 100 years. Like
maybe
I think
incredible amount more. Maybe nothing.
Yeah.
Because maybe we have quantum coin at that point or something. Who knows? Or people decide to scam in some other way. Not that Bitcoin's really heavy on that, but that space is. Bytecoin. Oh, what an evolution. I'm sure somebody's done that already.
Okay, all right. Wow.
They did.
Yeah. It seems like this is just as crazy as it sounds to me. Is this just people being absolute like wealthy investors and funds being desperate for somewhere to put money right now that it's not going to rot? Like, is that the issue with the way inflation's going with the US dollar and the way the US dollar is devaluing, with the way that gold doesn't generate passive income? Like, there's reasons that all these different asset classes exist. You don't want to just have everything in real estate. Like, is this just like tech company bonds? Is this the new YOLO Hail Mary because there's so much money being managed by some firm that they're just kind of like, well, we got to buy something with it, and okay, here's the thing, and if this doesn't work, then whatever, some of the other things we did will probably work really good. Like, is that what's going on here?
No idea, man. None of the financial stuff makes any sense to me anymore. Everybody's just doing stocks based on vibes, and now we're doing 100-year-long bonds based on probably vibes. Just nothing means anything anymore.
Scrappy DP says, no, this is Google raising capital. Yeah. No, I understand why Google wants to do it. The part that I don't understand is why anyone wants to buy it. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
No, it's not a new thing. Look at preferred stocks and perpetual bonds.
Okay, preferred stocks and perpetual bonds. Not a new thing. Okay. All right. Okay, just sounds
allowing it to be treated as
ridiculous.
Equity. Why wouldn't you just buy actual equity? It's a public company.
Well, maybe there's some tax reason for it then.
Yeah,
so you
maybe.
can borrow against it because a bond is more certain. It's like it's a guaranteed payout that's lower than the more
bonds are safer.
Aggressive
Bond is
appreciation
not tied to share price.
Yeah.
All right, we're just getting into weird lands that we don't necessarily understand.
I mean, I can wrap my brain around that, but I also just have to.
Yeah, I know. It's just
only
we're like the comparatives are things that we haven't necessarily
Sure.
heard of, which is like, okay, we should probably just get out of here.
a bond is only a guarantee as long as the guarantor is able to guarantee it. I mean, that's why like U.S. government bonds were so popular for so long.
Yeah.
Because the U.S. government won't go anywhere, and they can always just print more money or whatever. But like buying a bond from a company that pivots as often and as hard as Google does for 100 years, 100 years, Alphabet bonds, 100 years. Like okay, sure. Why don't we do another topic?
Sure.
Sony will ship their final Blu Ray recorders this month. Blu Ray players will continue production for now. That's all. Just wanted to flag that Blu Ray's death is not greatly exaggerated. It seems like it is finally coming. Finally coming. Cool. See you later, Blu Ray. Is anyone in chat gonna miss Blu Ray? Oh, East of Easton.
Blu Ray
Blu-ray.
recorders?
Yep.
What is that for?
Like writing. What is that for? Like burners? Remember burners?
Why would you call it a recorder?
That was often what they were called back in the day. Writers, burners, recorders.
I've never heard it called a recorder.
I think the burner parlance kind of went away pretty early on, but like
Weird.
consumers liked it because it was cool.
Yeah.
But writer, recorder, yeah, 100%. Let's just do the Floatplane announcements.
Yeah.
Some of these other ones are really depressing.
I don't know what.
Ooh, check this out. Want to bring up the interface? There are 3 early access LTT videos and 2 amazing Floatplane exclusives up this week. one of the 3 Christmas bonuses this year was allowing employees to spend $1,000 on whatever they choose as long as they go with fellow employees. Sammy, Chewy, Ariana, and Belle vlogged their time spending their $1,000 on a bunch of stuff like a base, belt, clothes, and a book. Fun fact, of the 3 options, about 95% of the company chose to spend the $1,000 and then have a paid day off. There were other options. In fact, Luke and Dan were the only 2 people that picked one of the other options. Do you want to talk about it? You guys are done now, right?
No. But we're done
going?
the primary portion, except I forgot you were supposed to take the day off, and I wouldn't have been able to anyway, so I didn't do that part. But we got 4 really like fancy, very fancy cooking classes, and we went to a Michelin star restaurant and had the day off the day that we went to the Michelin star restaurant.
Luke didn't realize just how fancy it was until they showed you the meat or something?
Oh, the cooking classes? Yeah. That was crazy. I was just like, oh, cool, 4 cooking classes, neat. And then, they went over the ingredients list, and I was like, whoa, okay, all right.
What was it? I forget. You told me at some point.
There's like this. Can you describe the lamb, Dan?
Yeah, it's like a special New Zealand lamb grown by sort of a small farm with very particular rules and regulations, and it's not sold retail. It's only given to a couple different restaurants.
When they start talking about crap, the person's name that they know that they get it through and stuff. It's
Jeffrey's brought this over, and he's like, I work for a different company now. Do you want lamb? And it's like, oh,
okay.
The restaurant's a bit strange.
When each individual ingredient in the food has a story, you're paying a lot of money. So that was neat. Okay. And then we went to a Michelin star restaurant. We did that last night, actually.
That's right.
So we did our thing yesterday. And that's when I was like, my favorite part was the potato.
To be fair, it was a very fancy potato.
It was an extremely fancy potato.
It was like a rosette done sort of scalloped. Mm-hmm.
Surrounded by potato skin cream.
Which was very nice. It had some sort of cheese or something on it as well.
It was really good. It was
excellent.
Unique experience.
I would say so too. We did 8 courses.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, most people just got the shopping spree.
I still haven't figured out why no one else picked this. It's been amazing.
I'm very happy with the choice so far.
We still have 2 courses to go. It's 4 courses.
Classes.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, we also have a Blue Screen of Death competition featuring Elijah, Danny, one of our new writers, Jordan, and Tatiana to see who can get a blue screen the fastest. If early releases are more to your tastes, we've got 3. We released Tuesday's video a whole week early on Floatplane, which has Elijah converting from an Android to an iPhone and giving his reasons as to why. We also bought a $90,000... they provided a $90,000 TV. Plouffe and I unbox and at least help a little bit with the assembly to see how good it is. It's crazy. It's incredible. Spoiler, sorry. And finally, our dash cam roundup, which we'll release right now, is coming early. Fill your weekend with exclusives and early access at lmg.gg/FPWAN. What the heck, Sammy? Why would you write, do this call to action first, please, at the end of the doc? Or the end of the segment? It's red and bold and in larger font. And it has like little, whatever the little hats are called. The little shift 6, the hats. It has a bunch of hats. Do this first, please. Sammy, why would you put it at the end?
Hello, Luke. Can you show the screen?
Sammy's
what is this?
Here.
Sammy's here? How did you get here?
You want me to show the document?
No, show the Floatplane landing page.
The Floatplane landing page?
Yeah. I'm supposed to do. Okay. Yeah. Show the things. Show the thing.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what
are you doing in the call, Sammy? Can they hear you?
Yeah. Show the things. Show the things. Yeah. Blue screen of death.
Yeah. Are you even here? Oh,
I don't know why
in person.
But I kind of ran down.
Why are you still here?
Why am I still here?
Yeah, it's late, dude.
I don't know.
I didn't realize you like ran onto set, and I was like, "How am I hearing Sammy right now?"
I couldn't see him, so I really was confused.
Well, I didn't see him at first. Yeah.
Anyways, I just need to go on the right screen. Okay, bye.
Okay.
I thought he just hacked into our call.
Yeah, I was really impressed.
I was like, wow, your mic's really good.
Yeah.
All right.
Either the other section of sponsors, or you can do more topics.
Noctua. Noctua celebrates 500,000 CPU cooler mounting upgrade kits. This is so cool. This is from Tom's Hardware. For the past 20 years. Yeah, exactly.
It's actually very cool. I like that they celebrated it.
This is so based. This is so pro-consumer that I think it's sexy. Would. For the past 20 years, whatever, WhaleLAN would be. For the past 20 years, Noctua has been offering mounting upgrade kits. Yeah, they have. For free to anyone with a valid receipt for a Noctua cooler. This is with the intention of your Noctua cooler being able to be effectively the last cooler you ever buy, as long as you don't need the better performance of whatever their new Gen 1 is. I believe you have to pay shipping. That's my understanding. But the kit itself is available for free. And this is great. For those without the receipt, the kits are still available on marketplaces for around $10. You can, and we actually did a YouTube short on this before the 20-year mark, but after, I don't know, it was like 16 years or something like that, where we took the very first Noctua cooler. We actually had them send us one. They still had a unit of the very, very first Noctua heatsink. And we mounted it to the very latest CPU and showed it working, and it was awesome, and it was great. And the fact that they will support a product like that for so long it's admirable, very admirable. And I love it. Whoa, Binky Draws says not even shipping, you only need to pay if you want it expedited? That actually explains that time that Noctua sent us a bulk shipment of mounting kits for us to reship for them, because I guess they were trying to save a little bit of money. Interesting. So cool. What?
Just you, dude.
You're just upset that my kink is being pro-consumer?
That's so...
Our kink now.
That's so weird.
Come on, Luke.
You know, there's some people that you might have an uncomfortable attraction to based on that.
Yeah, Noctua. It's kind of weird, dude.
I'm not uncomfortable with it.
I think you might be.
I think Jacob would laugh it off.
Okay. All right. Let's try to go to something that doesn't arouse Linus somehow. Logitech G is not going to create an AI device that plays the game for you in their Pro lineup.
Too late, I'm into it.
Logitech G Pro Series product manager Chris Pate was interviewed by Tom's Guide about the future of AI in Logitech products. And then, in quotes, Logitech as a company is very much looking at how to use AI and how to incorporate AI into, both product development and into products themselves. From a certain point of view. From the point of view of competitive integrity and esports specifically, I think we have to be very careful about how we use, potentially integrate, and touch the Pro Series with AI. Touch, you didn't have to use, just be careful, Linus is here. We would
Pro
never
Series.
do it in a way that would compromise competitive integrity. We're not going to create an AI device that plays the game for you, right?
No, keep reading. It's good.
That's absolutely outside the bounds of what using that type of technology would be applied to the Pro line. Okay.
Yeah. So I just thought that's cool.
Yeah.
Good job, Logitech.
It's not cool.
For drawing a line, right? Because taking a stance right now against AI in any way feels like corporate kryptonite. And just coming out and saying, and like, okay, it seems so obvious, right? No, we're not going to create an AI product that like plays the game for you because that's completely against the integrity of competition. Yeah, that seems obvious, doesn't it, Luke? And yet you've got all these monitor manufacturers that are figuring that started with a crosshair, started with a cheating crosshair.
Yeah, you're supposed to just put masking tape on your screen and then put a little cross on it.
Stop.
What are you guys doing?
And then got as far as like sending alerts like that they would monitor what's going on screen in your minimap and send you alerts if you're about to get ganked. Like that is not playing the game anymore.
Speaking of... No, go.
No, go ahead.
Speaking of things that Logitech could maybe use AI for, maybe naming their mice. There's a new article on the Labs website making sense of Logitech's mouse lineup, where we go through their different things. This is like the opposite of sponsored by Logitech, where we go through their different product lines and try to make sense of their naming schemes because they're a little
wild. Should this be an LTT?
Wild.
Could this just be an LTT? Could I just take this article, write a script, and then just make it an LTT?
I think if you wanted to make it an LTT, I think you might need to do more than just the Logitech mouse lineup. I think you might want to do like a couple companies or something.
Why?
I don't know.
Maybe they're hands down the leader in the space. You hear, I think you and I have probably said more times than we can count, you want a good gaming mouse that'll last you a long time, find something from Logitech's lineup.
Yeah.
So what's wrong with that? And then if it's successful... I don't think it has
anything to do with that.
And then if it's successful, Hellmark's 100% right. We just do the same thing with Razer. And then it's a whole series. Because
you got to
control the scope.
I think you can try it.
I
think we should try more stuff.
I would watch that.
I think... Okay.
That's an awesome series.
Business meeting time. I think sometimes we are often led by fear. And I think in the current YouTube environment, that actually doesn't... In a weird way, I think the craziness going on with the algorithm right now benefits not being very fearful about your content. Because if you release something that sucks, the algorithm doesn't really seem like it punishes you as hard as it used to. It just will not give it any views. So there's a possibility this video gets 300,000 views, which for us would be pretty rough. But if that does happen, then the next one can still do really well. So you don't have the like momentum issue that you had in the past. So just go for it. Yeah, sick.
Since we're having a business meeting, Dan, I just dropped a link to the LTT subreddit in your Teams. Yeah. Should we start publishing to Pornhub?
Sure.
Apparently, the ad CPMs are 3x.
Yeah, nice. Just do it. There's also, if you need to do research for making your video, you could go, Lucas has been posting all of the articles on the LTT subreddit, and I think somebody pointed out that we like missed one of the mice or something, so maybe there's some additional detail in the comments. We do read the comments in there. Check them out on the subreddit. But yeah, I don't know. You'd have to find an employee that wouldn't mind doing that. I'm sure there is one. You just put yourself on screen.
Yeah, he's going to put up the screen.
No, that's not what happened.
I missed it.
Luke, can you throw it up? If you want to.
What am I throwing up? I'm not putting...
Potatoes.
Potatoes? Okay,
yeah.
What am I putting on screen right now?
I'll try and find where you guys are on the doc. It was this link Linus sent to me.
This is crazy. So it's from a STEM creator.
Sorry, where is this?
It's under the Logitech topic.
Oh, okay. I wasn't there anymore. I see it. LTC, so it's a subreddit thing. This looks probably...
It's fine. It's safe for work. I've sent it.
All right.
Relax, guy.
People may not know this, but I publish the same STEM videos on both YouTube and... Can I say it? I think so. On the Hub. While YouTube generally generates more views, the ad revenue per million views on the Hub is nearly 3 times higher. Other creators are uploading STEM videos on the Hub and seeing 2 times the revenue. Since most of this subreddit spends their time on the Hub anyways, it seems like a smart move for LTT to post there.
To be clear, I don't think this is something that we would do for the same reason that we have certain ad verticals disabled on YouTube. I don't know that I'd be particularly... Like, there's a reason that these advertisers pay more. It's because fewer sites will take them. Right?
Oh.
That's why the CPMs are so high. I mean, we've had this conversation 1,000 times around like the LTT forum. We'll have some agency approach us. Oh yeah, I could make you rich with ads on your community forum. And I'm like, yeah, how? And they go, oh, well, all you have to do is have ads for this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, okay, we're good. But I thought it was interesting.
I think you could try it and see what the community feedback is. Try stuff. Do it. We already have someone who will volunteer to do the uploading. They already volunteered.
Yeah, we could upload like the good news stuff there. Like it could be a good news consumer protection.
Good news break.
Yeah.
Give yourself a break and listen to some good news.
Yeah.
Who volunteered to do the uploads? Was this Elijah?
No, Dan did immediately.
Oh, that's what he was doing.
I was like, you'd have to find an employee who would be like willing to do this. And
I'm a team player.
And waved immediately.
I'll take one for the team.
And then if you have a partner to help you with it, is it a double team?
Oh yeah, we'll double team the LTT videos.
A good news break would be good news. Oh my god, that's funny.
Damn, that's pretty good. We're gonna get some work out of the feed cam anyway.
Oh my goodness.
Is it possible to make too much money?
Just do it. See what community feedback is. No one in chat right now is like, oh my goodness, you can't do that. That would be bad. Like nobody seems to care.
Is that gonna make our brand worse?
We were already on OnlyFans.
Yeah, that's true. Look, Luke, I don't think I've ever not been a try anything twice kind of entrepreneur.
Then try it.
All right.
No balls.
I can't hold it.
All right.
Can we move on, please?
We'll do it. Dan's going to create the account then, right? Did you actually volunteer to do this? Because I can't tell you to do this.
No, I'll do it. Yeah, you can use my account. It's fine. I mean, the work account. The work account. It's in Keeper. We're fine.
We have a work account?
No.
Well, I don't know.
We might.
We might need to contact them to get the username. I bet you someone took it.
Say nothing.
I'm sure they'd get it for us. I think we've been in touch with them before. I'm sure we have. Yep.
Okay.
I still want to do a data center tour.
Yeah.
That actually would be very cool.
Yeah, the dirtiest data center.
Water cooled. Questionable liquids.
Yeah, these are mineral oil PCs.
When
it's
there's
recycled.
When there's a leak, does it squirt? And he's dead.
Oh, we need 2 fingers to plug this hole. What's our next topic? Do you want to talk about our sponsors?
What would be the ratio of small white servers to large black servers?
Oh, I mean, Luke's seen my server at home. So.
Oh, man.
Maybe it's that.
Oh, man.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, why don't we do sponsor spots and then we have some good
After that, you want to put a little buffer in front of that? You want to do a little no notes topic real quick?
No, we're good.
We need some aftercare here, Luke.
Exactly. Before
the show is brought to you today by
I tried.
Zero.
Whoever the sponsors are, I tried, okay?
By Zero Bounce. If you run a business that must send out emails in large quantities, those messages are only useful if they arrive at their destination. Zero Bounce is a service that helps clean up email data so your messages can actually hit the intended inboxes, not old or dead accounts. Zero Bounce claims that over 28% of emails disappear every year. You may not even notice how many of your messages bounce until they're already affecting your business. Several companies already use Zero Bounce, like Samsung, Netflix, Amazon, and more. So whether you're a business owner, developing software as a service, or you're a creator, check out Zero Bounce. Go to zerobounce.net/Linus-WAN to save 20% today. The show is also brought to you by UPDF. Have you ever tried to edit or transcribe a PDF only to be hit with a confusing wall of inconsistent limitations? Well, our sponsor UPDF wants to give you back control of how you edit, annotate, or organize your documents. They now make it even easier than before to have it work across as many devices as you need. Tablets, phones, PCs, you're covered. You can edit text and images, like your PDF is a Word doc, and you can even send a irate email to whoever sent you a PDF instead of something else in the first place.
Yeah.
But you don't have to because you have UPDF, so it doesn't really matter. You can even use OCR to turn physical scans into searchable documents and convert things into .doc or Excel sheets without breaking your layout. UPDF's legitimately like pretty super cool. I wish it didn't need to exist, but it does need to exist, and it's pretty cool that it does. So if you need help finding sources or summarizing a PDF, their AI Scholar research tool can help speed up that process. It does all kinds of cool stuff. So take control and save time with UPDF by hitting up our link and getting a special 2026 discount while you're at it. All right, should we talk about Beast Bank now?
I think you could have a lot of fun with the titles. Videos uploaded over there.
Oh, for sure. Someone
in Floatplane chat already said that you should do like explaining what DP is, and it's just an exploration of DisplayPort.
Nice.
A fully safe for work explanation of DisplayPort.
Oh, this is going to be great.
And then there's all those
exploring DP with my coworkers.
DP with Linus.
But there's all those videos that are like, I got stuck in the washing machine or whatever. So you could do titles that are actually like not really innuendo-y, but seem like they might be. Because of the content, I think you could
use the.
Do you like the shape of my new screwdriver?
Yeah. She checks out my screwdriver.
One in each hand.
10 million views. Anyway, speaking of 10 million views, no notes. YouTube Music lyrics now require a premium subscription. YouTube Music is rolling out a 5 free lyric view limit on their platform. Once you hit that limit, only the first few lines are visible, with the rest blurred unless you subscribe. YouTube Music Premium costs $11 a month in the US, while full YouTube Premium is $13.99 a month in the US. I don't know why pretty much anyone would get just YouTube Music Premium. And my reason for saying that is not because like, oh, you're too cheap to get the whole YouTube Premium. My reason for that is I would just get something else, Spotify or something. YouTube Music really is like the thing that you have because you have YouTube Premium. Just like how every company uses Teams because they happen to have the Office suite and Teams happens to be there, which makes it like the best option, not because it's actually good.
I only highlighted this because it's, I guess, wonderful that YouTube is finding ways to make, or Google is finding ways to make YouTube Music worse instead of making it more like Google Play Music, which was awesome.
Yeah.
This blows, and that's all that I have to say about that.
Google says it now has 325 plus million paid subscribers across services.
That's pretty good.
I'm assuming that includes Google Workspace.
Also not that meaningful because their services are so broad.
Yeah, and YouTube brought in over 60 billion in ads and subscriptions in 2025.
All right, what else we got? Microsoft is rolling out a new Secure Boot certificate before the old ones expire in June. So they've started pushing these through monthly Windows updates ahead of June 2026, which is the expiration of the original 2011 certificates. Secure Boot verifies trusted bootloaders that start up blocking things like rootkits from loading before Windows begins. The new certificates are being automatically deployed to supported Windows 11, 24H2, and 25H2 systems, though some devices may require firmware updates from OEMs first. Basically, we're just flagging this to look into your device, make sure that you're not going to enter a degraded security state with reduced boot level protections and all that good stuff. Also, in other news, T-Mobile introduces live translations with no app required. I thought that was pretty cool. I don't have the opportunity to try it because I'm not on T-Mobile. So, yep, there you go. That's pretty neat. And
how does that
Ayaneo.
work?
I don't know. Sounds cool. Someone try it out and let me know.
So they're recording all your calls, is what I'm taking.
Of course they are. Yeah, cool. Don't you love the world? I want to talk about Ayaneo's new handheld. The first time Ayaneo did we're making something that's really high end, they called it the Ayaneo Next. And it was a pretty cool handheld back in the day. They just announced the Next 2, which, without early bird pricing on Indiegogo, is starting at $2,000, and the maxed out spec will be $4,300. We are literally in decent secondhand car
It's
territory.
multiple times the cost of my first car, and I'm also assuming that's USD, so it's like a few multiple times.
The maxed out specs include a 9-inch 165 hertz OLED at 2400 by 1504 that reaches 1155 nits. The AMD Ryzen AI Max Plus 395. So this is a 16-core CPU, 16-core mobile CPU, Zen 5 cores, that has an RDNA, what is it? Something point something, not 4, the previous one. Has an RDNA graphic GPU that's like about on par with kind of an entry-level mobile dedicated GPU. Like this thing is flipping powerful. RDNA 3.5, thanks, Vocadudus Diaboli or whatever. Up to 128 gigs of LPDDR5X memory at 8533 megatransfers per second, 2 terabytes of NVMe storage, TMR joysticks, Hall effect triggers, a 116 watt-hour battery that is going to make it so that you have to fill out special paperwork in order to take it on a plane, and it weighs about 1.5 kilograms. 3.5 pounds.
That's sick.
Do you want to show it on screen? As someone who already has spent a fair bit of time daily driving a GPD Win 5, this is the last category of products that needs fierce competition. The Strix Halo handheld gaming PC space. It looks like a pretty cool little device, though. Ayaneo has run into some trouble recently with their customers being kind of irate at them for reasons that I don't 100% know right now, but seem to be valid. I like very briefly scanned it, like supporting devices after the fact and stuff like that. I actually kind of like what GPD did with the Win 5. When I unboxed it, I thought it was really stupid, but the more I've used it, the more I've really liked their battery tether. I just put it in the pocket of my cargo pants, and then it makes it so that it feels like a normal weight, and I don't have to carry around a massive, massive battery with it. With
That's
that said,
so nerdy.
even with the giant battery, oh dude, it feels like rocking out to my Zune.
Yeah.
Even with the massive battery that it has, it still doesn't like last that long. I mostly used it plugged in. But it's nice to be able to game in bed at like really high fidelity. I played most of Expedition 33 on the GPD Win 5.
East of Easton said, good thing this can't fly because you won't after those prices either. And while I think that's really funny, I think the people that can afford that and will buy that will be able to fly afterwards, because that's what's happening to the economy.
Hey, did you hear about the new concept, the E-shaped economy?
No.
So it's to capture that the top of the K, right, is never going to approach the middle class again, which is going to remain enormously elevated from the very bottom who are struggling a lot. So this is like a new kind of way of describing it. Yeah, so now we've got the stratification has expanded. It's not that that the middle class is going to be coming along with the top of the
economy.
K.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not bad. I still think K-shaped is a better descriptor for most people, but
it's the K-shaped I think better shows the divergence.
Yeah. Yeah, but that is interesting. What else is interesting in finance is that MrBeast, finally, been waiting for this, bought a banking app. Now I can finally do real banking. Beast Industries, MrBeast's company, has acquired Step, which has apparently 7 million users, a financial services app for teens and young adults that has banking services provided by Step's banking partner, Evolve Bank and Trust. This follows MrBeast's announcement of a new YouTube channel focused on personal finance and investing, backed by his own bank. That's cool. Other ventures include Ghost Restaurants, Feastables, and 10 trillion other things. First move into financial services, which feels like he's employing a strategy to continue to monetize his audience as they age, moving from snacks into savings. Although, people definitely still buy snacks when they're older. Discussion question. Given the recent rash of influencer-hyped meme coin rug pulls, I don't think that's recent. Do you think this is more of the same, another grift, or a sound business model / strategy for Beast Industries? I suspect it will be a legitimate bank, and I suspect it will be a legitimate bank that gets a lot of its customers through insane marketing from his financial channel, and it will be more successful than it should be because of that. I think it will be boring.
I think it's a pretty sound business decision. I think that I mean, I said years ago that he'd be the first YouTube billionaire. I think he's past it now, right?
No idea, but he might as well be.
I don't know. I haven't had like a chat with him in a long time. When he was younger, though, I can say that he seemed to mostly have his heart in the right place, even if I like wouldn't agree with every decision that he made, and he did some things that I think were ill-advised. I would like to hopefully believe that he would find a way to make his bank, not predatory or whatever. But I've also seen Beast endeavors that have been kind of running seemingly pretty independently, and he seems like he's stretched really thin, like between the content and Feastables and...
I would and have bought...
Yeah.
I've bought YouTuber shirts. I've bought a wide variety of different YouTuber merch things. I've supported YouTubers on Patreon and Floatplane and whatnot. I think it's really cool that there's YouTuber creator candy. I haven't bought any of it, but I totally would. I think I'm good doing my banking with some
boring people in suits.
Really boring suited people. Ideally, like as boring as possible, really. Like I want to walk in and immediately want to yawn and just be bored and then walk out with a bank account that works. I think that's what I want them to do, personally. It's not financial advice, but please, yeah. I do that.
Free Tech Nerd says, not going to lie, Feastables taste like trash. Well, the original ones were actually really good. They were pretty high cocoa content. They were like actually pretty good quality chocolate. And then they reformulated them to be more appealing to the average MrBeast viewer. And also they're probably cheaper to make now. So now they taste a lot more like the chocolate on a Kit Kat or whatever. But the early ones were actually pretty good. Like if you like quality chocolate that has like is high in cocoa. My kids, I had like some really nice Swiss chocolate that was like 65 or 70% cocoa or something like that, and I was treating myself to like an after dinner just piece of chocolate. And they were like, "Oh, what's that? That doesn't look like, the chocolate we've had before." I'm like, "Oh, this is chocolate." They're like, "Well, yeah, but like," I'm like, "No, but like this is chocolate." And they tried it. And I was actually surprised that they all liked it. I think I probably put my thumb on the scale a little bit by giving them extremely small pieces, because the bitterness can be not that appealing to a younger palate. But they all really liked it. And I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, well, it's really expensive, so we're not going to have it in the house very often, but yeah, that's chocolate. It's really good."
People are saying it's technically not a bank. It's just a fintech company that is backed by a bank.
Sounds like it needs to exist even less, but...
yeah, I don't know. I'm just supremely not interested, and maybe somebody will be, but this ain't for me.
Cool.
It's a finance app aimed at Gen Z and Gen Alpha people. Like you're just slowly doing the reverse of winning me over. So, anyways, not for me. I won't be engaging. Not financial advice. Do what the hell you want. See you later. After dark.
Is it after dark?
It's after dark.
I think it's after dark.
I mean, it's clearly after dark. Oh, actually, there's lights on outside. It's not that clearly after dark. It's definitely after dark.
Oh, that's why there's lights on outside.
Nice. Solid.
All right, I don't have too many for you here. Luke, Dan, and Linus, has there ever been an item bought for an AMD upgrade where you were like, I could use that, and eventually bought it? Also, Floatplane exclusives are too good lately. Sammy, tone it back.
No.
I am not in the dashboard, and I usually don't actually listen to you. I read along because I process information better that way. I need to log into the dashboard right now.
Yeah, that's why I read them so that you can read it. Yeah, I will DM them to you.
Do you want us to go through it again?
That's probably too behind the curtain for Floatplane chat. Has there ever been an item bought on an AMD upgrade where you thought that you could use it and eventually bought one?
Oh man. Hold on. Fill record. Is this gonna work? Nice. Okay, I'm in. I hacked the mainframe.
Grills. Linus has grills now. He just
Okay,
hasn't
very
told
funny.
you.
Very funny.
He only wears them off camera.
You got into
Oh, I thought you were making fun of my
coffee.
braces.
No, but I should have. They are the right color. Got him.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I missed that because I was trying to think.
That's okay. I liked it enough. You didn't even need to laugh. I enjoyed it
Solid.
myself.
I was pretty tempted by the Live, Laugh, Liao neon sign, but I couldn't spend money on that. Like I'd love to have one, but I wouldn't love to buy it.
To pay for it.
Yeah, that was pretty rough.
There's so many things I would love to have for free. That is I like that. That's good.
Yeah.
Linus Town.
You know what? I would be tempted. I would have been tempted to pick up some of like the cool bike stickers that Andrew had in his for his motorbike, but then I painted my bike. Let's see what else we got. Man, I don't know. It's funny because other than my like tech junk, I actually don't like having a lot of clutter. I'm like such a millennial gray, don't have extra stuff anywhere person. No, I actually haven't really found much that I've been that interested in.
Okay, I'm up next.
Surprise, surprise.
Sorry.
Neither.
Yeah, but you. Just
Although
don't
I
buy
do
anything.
think that a lot of the purchases that people have made are cool and suit them.
Hold on, no, that might have been a bit of a lie, because I wasn't dailying an OLED when the first person went OLED for their gaming machine. I don't think, and I think I went OLED shortly after that.
Is that why
Okay.
though?
I mean, I guess the thing
Part
for
of
me
it?
is that I'm already aware of most stuff tech-wise before I see it on an AMD upgrade.
Yeah.
And a lot of the non-tech stuff is people's own hobbies and their own interests, which I don't necessarily share because my main hobby is running a business, because if it isn't, then your business isn't really likely to be very successful. Mm-hmm. Unless you are really, 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 really good at it and you can run your own business in 40 hours a week, which is like, wow, that's cool. Especially in the early days. Like, wow, good job.
Up next. I have had the joy of running a STEM camp for kids of all ages recently.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm constantly looking for cool experiments or activities in tech for it. Do you have any suggestions for a cool STEM activity? Fractions.
I really liked making like catapults and stuff.
Trebuchet.
Yeah, trebuchets, catapults. That was really fun. And you can like get them to try to do the math before every shot of like where it's gonna land. Like I like actually tie in like actual learning objectives. Don't just do the fun part.
This one
But
must launch it.
Reward the I did the math stuff with thing get thrown and go bang, and that's cool.
Here's your projectile. It has to go exactly 200 feet.
Yeah.
Math, please.
This may be beyond the scope and is honestly just because I've had to have this conversation a lot of times recently with my kids. But I'd love it if you did a little thing on like adhesives and helped them understand, you know, how they function and why some of them work for some things and don't work for other
Superglue?
things.
Just
like
explaining super glue at all.
Yeah, like my kids keep trying to use hot glue on 3D prints, and I keep having to explain that no, in fact, you can't do that. Unless, depending on the filament, maybe you can, but it's really not optimal for what they were trying to do. And it's just the kind of thing that I think we don't really get like taught. I don't remember ever being taught anything to do with adhesives and solvents and stuff like that. I don't know. Yeah, this might be more the older kids, but it's just something that's on my mind because I've had to talk about it a little bit lately.
Hey, DLL, I'm making my way through Tactics on Tactician. How many levels ahead of story battles did you usually have to be towards the end?
I didn't keep track. I just played the game and tried to win, and I don't think I ground much. I think I skipped almost every random encounter, which might explain why I was. Oh wait, well hold on. Okay, I'm a bit of a completionist when it comes to abilities though. So I would just like hide in a corner and like hit my own guys and stuff to get abilities, and then I would end up really overleveled. So I don't know. I'm a mess. Completely ignore me and my strategies.
Last one I've got for you today. Good evening, WAN, Wook, and Winus. I'm writing from the future as I am visiting Japan. Have any of you been to the Tohoku area? And if so, where should I visit if I get the chance? I'm currently in Sendai.
I don't think I've ever been there, but if I had, I wouldn't know, because the way that I travel for work is I get on the plane and then I arrive wherever it is that I am. And then I open up an app or a cab or whatever it is that I do. And I go to whatever hotel I'm supposed to go to. And then in the morning, I go to whatever factory tour or thing that I'm supposed to do is. And then I go home. And so I don't really know where I am sometimes. Because it doesn't really matter. Sorry. Eleanor says, visit the Ghibli Museum, though. That sounds amazing. I'd love to go to a Ghibli museum.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's it?
Is that it for today? Wow. Okay, you didn't curate many. We had a lot of merch messages today, but I guess...
Not too many questions.
Oh, wow. How about that? Well, you guys all... Noki says, I'm working on this to help with your wiki page. What is this? Oh, wow. Whoa, a whole history of like Floatplane, closed beta, alpha phase, domain announcement. Okay, the real trick though, Noki, is you've got to find other people talking about it. It can't be first party.
This is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
This has some information in it that most people don't know.
Yeah. Luke has done a lot of cool stuff. Let's get him a wiki page.
Oh my
He should
God.
have one.
I don't think it makes sense.
The most important Lafreniere. I mean, what is the other one? A hockey player?
Yeah, a pretty big deal.
Got him.
One.
Yeah.
Does he have a float plane?
No, but he has a jersey. My dad has one of his jerseys. It's kind of cool to have an official jersey without the like custom name on the back. Like it's actually just an official jersey, and it is also your last name. It's pretty sick. That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
I kind of want one, but their jerseys are really expensive.
Oh yeah, dude.
They're so
crazy.
expensive.
All right. I think that's it. I'll have to get back to
It
my
looks so
family
dope,
vacation.
though. Oh my God. Maybe one day.
See you guys next week. Same bad time, same bad channel.
Bye. A sweater, yeah. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry.
Got him. They're not wrong.
Yeah, they're not wrong.